Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. It's great to have you with us. It is Wednesday, hump day. Wow. Okay. Good to have you with us. Welcome. And light, love, and levity. And levity is what the show is all about. We always have a good time. We have amazing guests, inspiring conversations. This is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series we started almost a year ago. We're coming up very soon, in a matter of a few weeks, in our 1-year anniversary of the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. I'm going to have a big celebration towards the end of April, early May. So look forward to that. We're on nightly, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific from our broadcast studio here in the greater New York area along the southern New England coast, a couple blocks from the ocean here between New York and Boston. Very beautiful. We just got in moments ago from a nice walk along the coast, which was really nice. We try to get in a walk in between all the work. I was on the air today with my professional work in television and radio, and then working on getting tonight's show produced and ready to go. Our amazing guest, multi-instrumentalist extraordinaire, singer, performer, musician, you name it. Rachel Kaufman is with us. We're so excited to have her here. She's going to be performing live. She's also very funny. She's got a New York dry sense of humor, absolutely love, quick-witted. She's all positioned with her equipment, and we're going to be really bowled over, amazed by her incredible talent. We also have a lot of incredible music videos, and so it's going to be a very fun-filled night, filled with levity and inspiration, comedy, levity, of course, and music. So good to have you with us. Again, this show is an extension of my professional work in television and radio and stage as a TV and radio host, presenter, and journalist, actor, writer, producer, stage MC, voiceover artist, work I've been doing for a long time on television and radio and stage. And back in April, May of last year, we decided to turn on the cameras, bring in the TV lights, and start the Jim Masters Show live, which harkens back to the old school variety talk shows of the past, coupled with the modern twist of today. And speaking of twist, without spilling this, I toast all of you and you and you and you and you and you. Everybody watching, this show is welcome to all. It doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't matter your religious preference. It doesn't matter your political views, your income, your height, your weight, your zip code, eye color, hair color. None of that matters. Everybody is welcome to join us nightly for a great time, inspiring conversation, entertainment, amazing guests, and of course, our lovely viewers. The viewers call themselves the Loveties because in the summertime I said our show is about light, love, and levity, and I said love and levity too fast. And so out came levity. And ever since I said that, the show has used that as part of its, not just branding. I don't want to use the word branding, but I'd say vibe. The real vibe has a lot of levity in it, which is kind of cool. So levity to everybody watching. And it's a pleasure to have you here. And we welcome everybody who's tuning in live or watching this later on demand. You can see all the episodes. I should have finished the sentence before I took the sip. That was a long pause and wait, wasn't it? All of the episodes of our series are available on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We would love it, love it, love it if you subscribe to the channel, tell everybody about the channel, share the channel. Click that notification bell so you don't miss any of the incredible content, exciting daily content we have. Again, our show is generally 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. However, we do have extra shows that we do on the weekends. Sometimes we do an extra show in the afternoon to accommodate the time zone that our guest is in. Like this weekend, on Saturday afternoon, we have Neil Byrne from Celtic Thunder, and that's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern. That way, it'll be 7 p.m. in Ireland where he is. Let's welcome everybody. Let's check in quickly with some of our lovely viewers watching from all around the world. Willie is here. She's in the Netherlands, and she says, hello, dear friends. This will be another enjoyment of our Jim and his guests. Thank you, Willie, there in Holland. We welcome you. And Maureen, nice to see you as well. She's hoping Willie's feeling good. So are we. And Amy is here. Hello, all fellow loveties from Mississippi. Welcome, Amy. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's always nice when you tuned in there on the YouTube channel. Maureen says, what a beautiful day in the desert today. I spent time sitting on my patio in the warm sunshine, watching the clouds go by. Hashtag Zen. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Good to see you, Maureen. And Mary Bishop is here. Hello, Jim and lovely friends. Good to see you, Mary. Of course, we welcome you to the Jim Masters Show live. Maureen says, hello, Jim Masters TV team. Thank you very much. Good to see you. And Diana Quinn, welcome, Diana, to the Jim Masters Show live, watching in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. We'd love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be fantastic. And nice to see you, Diana. Welcome to the show. Merlin from Canada, beautiful Ontario. Hey, Jim and all lovelies. Good to see you, Merlin. Welcome to the show. And tulips from Willie. Thank you very much, Willie. Kathy Short says, happy Wednesday, Jim and lovelies. Hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful day. We sure are. Again, we got a nice walk in along the coast, which was a couple of miles, several miles, actually, maybe about 5-6 miles we walked, which was really nice. And we literally just got in maybe only about an hour ago, grabbed some quick dinner, and here we are with all of you from beautiful South Africa. The wonderful Juanita is here, part of our lovely squad. Hello, Jim and lovely squad. Hope you're all doing well tonight. We love Juanita. Juanita is so into this whole thing, and I love that. She's a really great spirited person. Love it, love it, love it. Wow. Just look at that organ. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, that's a little mystery. It's a little mystery. Good evening, Linda in Florida. Good evening, Mr. Lovely. Good evening, Lovelies. Good to see you as well. And Wozniak. Hi, Jim and everyone. Love to all. You as well. Nice to have you here. Maureen says, hi, Jim. Happy hump day. Good to see you as well. And from beautiful Arizona, Kathleen in New York City says, hi, Jim. Hope all is well. Hi, everyone. Willie's like, what's this hump day? Hump day, it might just be an American thing, probably Canadian too, I would think. I don't know about England. They call hump day Wednesday. Wednesday, when you look at your calendar and you look at the week, they say that Wednesday, it's just an expression. It's not anything in stone. Hump day is Wednesday because it's the middle of the week. So you got over the hump of most of the week, and now you're headed towards the weekend. So it's hump day. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is the hump to get you over to Thursday, Friday, and here comes the weekend. Don't know who invented that word or that expression, really, it's not a word, but that's what hump day is. And they say it in the United States. They probably say it in Canada, I would imagine. Not sure about other places. Obviously, I guess they don't say that in the Netherlands, right? Good evening, Jim and Lovelies. I hope everyone is feeling well and having a blessed week. Cynthia, Catherine Howard, watching in Washington, D.C. Thanks for joining us, Cynthia. Linda says, looking mighty handsome with your hat and your gray shirt. Looks so good on you, Mr. Lovely. Thank you, Linda. You like my spiffy turtleneck here, right? And I know you like when I sport the hats. Thank you very much, Linda. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, you got it, Maureen. It's a phrase meaning we've made it over the hump of the work week, which would be Wednesday because it's in the middle. So Wednesday is considered hump day. Teresa is here. Yay, Rachel. Welcome, Teresa. Nice to have you here. Welcome to the show, the Jim Masters Show Live. I am your host, Jim Masters. A pleasure to have you here. And Willie is now understanding hump day. Thank you very much. John Barilla is here. Hey, Rachel, I made it. Good to see you, John. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. It's a pleasure to have you here as well, John. And again, we would love it if everybody subscribes to the YouTube channel because we do this show 7 days a week, and we've done over 300 episodes live since last year. I've worked with Rachel many times. She's the best. Absolutely, John. And it's a pleasure to have you here on the show. And our good friend June Rachelson Osper is here. Hiya, John. So thrilled to have Rachel. Absolutely. So are we on tonight as well. Good to see everybody here on the Jim Masters Show Live. So let's get ready to welcome my very talented guest to the show. When I say talented, she really is a multi-talented person, and we're so excited to have her here. Rachel Kaufman is a Brooklyn native multi-instrumentalist whose music is extraordinary. She has music directed and or played for well over 300 musicians and cabaret shows worldwide. Her theater credits include Off-Broadway, Tale of Two Cities, Goldstein, the musical, Oliver, Schoolhouse Rock Live, A Taste of Things to Come, Tours of Rent, Phantom of the Opera, Ain't Misbehavin', Five Guys Named Mo, Smokey Joe's Cafe, also regional. She's done Tom Jones, Hallelujah, Baby, Golf, she's the musical. She's also written music for several shows that have been in the New York Fringe Festival and elsewhere, including Ebony Black and Cycle and The Schoolyard, The Great Pie Robbery as well. Also just completed writing music to the new musical Against the Grain by our dear friends, June Rachel Sinaspa and Clara Francesca, who was a guest on our show as well. And Rachel also going to be seen playing for auditions, classes, improv comedy groups, churches, piano bars, restaurants during the summer. She's also played in the orchestra and atrium on cruise ships and has worked with such Broadway greats as Donna McKenzie and Bay York Lee and Savian Glover and Donna Murphy, just to name a few. During the pandemic, she created a series of what she calls co-videos. And we're actually going to be sharing some of those with you here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Why don't we welcome her live and direct from New York? There she is.
Hi.
Welcome, Rachel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Fantastic. You look very nicely well lit and comfy, cozy.
Yeah, it's all good.
Tell us about the setting where you are. Look at all that music. Look at that incredible instrument. Tell us about the setting that you're in there, Rachel.
So I'm at my piano in my living room in Brooklyn, and I have so much music on top of this piano that I can't get it tuned, because that means taking everything off the top of it and everything below it, and that means I'd have to put it back afterwards.
Oh, that would be, yeah.
I have to what I need to do is I need to get more bookshelves so I can take this, put it on a bookshelf, and so I never have to put it back up here again.
That's a project for one of those times when you're off for many, many weeks, probably, to take time to invest to be able to do that, right?
Yeah, I'll do it. It's just daunting.
It's a daunting process. Remember, I mentioned to you that the show has this levity bent to it, which is kind of positive and really, really cool. Yeah. Cynthia says, Cynthia's watching in Washington, D.C., one of our levity viewers. She says, pretty hat, Rachel. She loves your hat.
Thank you.
Nice. Yeah. Marty Thompson's watching from Nashville. Good day, mate. He's originally from Australia. Good day, mate, and all the levity. Sheila's and blokes, and big good day to Rachel.
Thank you.
Had a nice welcome. That's a real Australian welcome. Juanita in South Africa says, welcome to the show, Rachel.
Nice.
Here's all that levity I was telling you about.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Maureen in Arizona, welcome to Levity Hall, Rachel. This is going to be an amazing evening, I am sure. From Maureen in Arizona. Willie, who's watching in Holland. Welcome, Rachel, to the Jim Masters Show, the best show on earth. Thank you, Willie. Ann Wozniak in Florida, in the Jacksonville area, says, welcome, Rachel. Just south of her in St. Augustine. Good evening, Rachel. You're now a levity, and that is, you're a levity. See, there's Tonys, Grammys, there's Emmys, there's Tellys, there's Oscars, there's Peabodys, and then there is a levity. How does that make you feel to be a levity on the Jim Master Show Live? Love it. That gives you an indication of the kind of evening you're in for tonight, folks. So strap in, get those color teenies, as Tom Snyder used to say, color teenies flying through the air, and get ready. We are going to have fun. You have two New Yorkers in your presence here, and there she is, right? I know. So that's like doing the weather. You got a point there. She is right there. It's almost like I can, yeah. I'm here, she's there. Not there, she's there.
I guess it's this way. Yeah, okay.
That's right. And it's going to snow in Syracuse, and it's sunny down in Florida. Kathleen in New York City says, oh, we're going to do something? And it's sunny down in Florida. I look like you.
What comes up must go down.
I like that. We're still waiting for a viewer to check in from the Arctic Circle. We have viewers, and we welcome them all across the United States, Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia. It's really amazing. We're still waiting for one or two to check in from the Arctic Circle. If there is anybody up there that would like to check in, feel free. We will instantly include you in our lovely squad.
Now,
Kathleen.
in the Arctic Circle, because those co-videos that I did them with friends and former students on every continent except for Antarctica. And to this day, I'm still trying to find someone who will do a co-video with me from Antarctica.
From Antarctica. Yeah. Doesn't, you told me that you have an Antarctica and she's married to Uncle Jerry, isn't she?
Oh! I actually did do a silly co-video with a doll and called it Antarctica, but I haven't posted it yet. I will do it at some point.
Well, look who always joins me every single night as my cohort and my partner in crime, and sort of like Mad McMahon, George Burns.
Oh,
there he is with a cigar and his hanky, and
I dig it.
He says hello and he greets you as well.
Very cool. I have a little cohort too. This is Agnes Doolittle.
Oh, let's see her up close.
With her. Hello, Chum Dum Shul. And I've done a lot of co-videos with her. And she had a bit of a following herself. So that's Agnes.
I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
So George meets Agnes.
Yeah.
Since Gracie isn't around, maybe George will ask Agnes out for, a coffee once you can do that and you're able to get together.
Well, I'm pretty British, so I only do tea.
Oh, she only does tea. She only does tea. All right, we'll go for the tea. Are we going Dutch, or do you want me to pay?
Oh my goodness.
Remember, I played God on, oh God, the movie. In case you're just tuning in, you have not reached the psychiatric ward.
Crazy. That's all I'll play for copyright.
Da 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 da. So, welcome to Lovely Hall from Maureen and Kathleen, who is in the next borough, Queens. She's from Queens. She's the Queen of Queens. Yeah. Kathleen Walker in Queens, New York City. She welcomes you. Welcome from our nation's capital, from Cynthia as well. I love all this. Mary Bishop says welcome to as well. She is in Pine Island, Florida. Very nice. Lucky her, right? Christine Clifton says, greetings, Jim and Lovedies, all the Lovedies. Welcome, Rachel Kaufman, to the show tonight. Bring on the Lovedy to Lovedy Hall with your talented guest. Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, all this wonderful stuff coming up. Merlin says, can you turn up your sound, your volume? I guess she thinks is a little low, your speaking volume.
I don't know if I can, but I can talk louder.
You got a key for that? Da, 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 da. You got a key or note for that? I'll talk. She will talk louder. Done. So she will talk louder.
I will talk louder.
Yeah. Well, what it is you tell us about your setup. We'll do a full screen here. You are surrounded by equipment. You're surrounded by music. Tell us the setting that you're in there.
So like I said, I've got my piano here. I have a very ghetto setup. I can't say I'm terribly proud of it, but anyway, so I have a music stand in front of me with little lights, these kind of lights, little clip light with just some lyrics and stuff on it. And then next to me, I have a folding chair with like this biggest stack of books. And I have this light. Oh, wait. Check this out. It's a little cat. And if you just do like that, my friend Joe and his husband gave it to me. And that is my other source of light. So that is my very sophisticated setup that I have here.
It's very interesting because it's sort of, there's a little bit of a halo effect from the light, and it's sort of the mysterious. It's almost as if you're in Salem, Massachusetts or something. It's got that sort of Halloween feel. Yeah, that's it. That's cool. So how are you? Thanks so much for joining us, and we're very excited to have you here, Rachel. And tell us about being a multi-instrumentalist. How many different instruments do you play? And how did you start in music initially when you were a kid? Did you pick up an instrument and say, "Oh, I want to play that"? How did it all start for you early? And tell us about all the different instruments you can play.
Sure. I play around 15 to 20 different instruments. My main ones are piano, guitar, bass, mandolin, flute, recorder, accordion, trombone, baritone horn. I do some harmonica, and basically anything kind of fluty, like a penny whistle or an ocarina, or I don't know, any kind of fife I could probably play. I started on the piano. I took piano lessons from the time I was 6. And you had a guest on the other day. Was it Phil Coulter you had on?
Oh, the original. Yeah, he was on in the fall, and then we did a clip on our St. Patrick's Day
Yes.
show where we were looking back at that extraordinary talent and incredible, renowned musician as well, record producer, Phil Coulter
Yeah.
from Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember he was saying like the first song he played, I don't remember the name of it, but it was all black notes. And I thought that was very funny. And before I ever took up the piano, the first song I remember, it was interesting because I remember he remembered exactly which first song he ever figured out. And I was the
Yes.
same way. When I was 6, we were living in Japan for 5 months. And on someone's piano, I figured out Sound of Silence. I went,
Mm.
not as adeptly as that, but I figured it out. And then later that year, I had piano lessons, and my brother had piano lessons, but my father was also a very strong classical recorder player, so he taught me recorder. And so I started playing both of those from the time I was 6, and I started taking guitar when I was 10. I went to a performing arts camp in Long Island. Do you know the Youth Dance Center in Long
Oh,
Island?
sure. Yeah.
Did you
Hmm.
go there?
Have I been there? I've been there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
The
I
school
went.
I went to has the Tillis Center,
Okay.
LIU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a camper at the Youth Dance Center for 6 summers, and that's where I learned to play guitar. And I played, just over the years, I took up other instruments. I started taking flute when I was like 12, and it was easy to go from recorder to flute. Once you get the embouchure, like how to, blow it, the fingering of all the woodwinds are very similar. And
Yes.
the same with guitar. Once you learn guitar, it's not hard to learn bass and mandolin. And if you know the piano, it's not that hard to learn accordion and organ. And, so it's just like languages. If you know Spanish, it's not terribly hard to learn Italian. So it's the same kind of thing with instruments.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I taught myself trombone. And if you know trombone, you can play baritone horn, So, yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell.
That is incredible. So when did you realize you wanted to pursue this from a professional vantage point? It could have been something that just stayed as a hobby, something you did, at birthday parties and holidays when the relatives ask, "Hey, can you do this? Can you do that?" And I'm sure you've had that as well. Do this, do that. But when did you realize, hey, I'd like to actually pursue this as a career?
Not till very late. I mean, it was always a very serious hobby for me, and I've been playing for theater since I was in 3rd grade, and I played for my schools and my shows in my elementary school, my high school. I played for their production of West Side Story, and in college, I was always very active, but I did not. And I was in the Brooklyn Borough Wide Band and the Brooklyn Borough Wide Orchestra, and I even played bassoon back then too. But I thought I was going to become a doctor. I wanted to be a pediatrician. The high school I went to, James Madison, which is where Carole King went,
Yes.
Schumer went, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg went. All these guys. I went there as well in Brooklyn. So I was in their biomed program, and by the time I got to AP Bio, I was like, "This is not for me." And I was studying Russian very intensively at the school at Madison. and I dropped AP Bio for Italian, and I knew I loved languages. I had studied Spanish, and I was whatever. And so I actually went to college. So I went from wanting to be a pediatrician to wanting to be an interpreter. And I went to college in Chicago initially as a Russian major. And so I took 2 years of Russian in high school, 2 years in college. I also studied Turkish in college and all these linguistic classes. And then partway through school, I realized if I was going to become really fluent in Russian, I'd have to live in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
This did not appeal to me. And so I picked up, and then it occurred to me halfway through, like between my sophomore and junior years, it was a big blow because I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life? And then the summer between my sophomore and junior years of college, I had an epiphany that maybe I could do something with music. I didn't know what, but something. And
you had an epiphany. I didn't know you were religious. But I'm
well, I do play at a lot of churches and synagogues, so I might as well be.
She's been blessed.
And I do have some Manischewitz in the fridge. But so
you have a knish in there too? I love knishes with it.
I made chorosis.
What is that?
Chorosis is served at Passover. I had a lot of apples in the house, so I was like, oh, I'll make chorosis. It's served at Passover. You take apples and you chop them up, and you serve it with raisins, Manischewitz, cinnamon, honey.
Ooh.
And you soak it all. It's really nice. And
yeah.
It's part of the Passover Seder.
I've had that at, I've been with friends who have invited me to Passover services and family celebrations, and I never knew what that was. That is delicious. It's delicious.
Yeah. So anyway, I actually have my degree in both. I have my degree in Slavic linguistics and my degree in music. I did both degrees in 4 years. And that's...
No, she's not a sloucher, folks.
No, I'm not. So yeah. So that was kind of that whole, I even thought of going into speech pathology when I got out of college, and I had got an application and everything because that profession really appealed to me.
Yeah.
But it kind of combined the scientific interest and the linguistic interest. But then I started getting work at all these piano bars and restaurants, and I was like, oh, let me see where this takes me. And then that was it. And that was when I was like 23.
So what would you consider as, and we're going to show some videos and she's going to play live. So a lot of cool things coming up, everybody, and feel free to comment and share the levity. But what do you consider is one of your bigger breaks that occurred for you in terms of notoriety, in terms of opportunities?
That's a good question.
A lot of people say I'm still waiting for it.
I've had a few. I really broke into the piano bar world when I was young. And that was like, and so I was already known in the West Village because I was playing at all those piano bars down there, and made a name for myself down there. And then in terms of just like later in my career, other things definitely that propelled me were when I did this tour of Phantom in Europe. It was a big deal. It wasn't the Andrew Lloyd Webber version, but it was the first time that I had played like serious synth, and in like a 13-piece orchestra, and 8 shows a week. I had done 8 shows a week prior to that, but elsewhere, but not for something as, and that brought me on the other side of the planet. I guess I've had different breakthroughs in different fields of music because I do theater, I do improv, I do, so in each of those fields of music, I've had different breakthroughs, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Now, can you explain? No, we know what you mean.
Huh?
Lucy, can you explain?
Oh, no, does that make sense?
It does, yeah. So you've had because you're involved in so many different things, you've had different breakthroughs in each of those different things. What would you say cumulatively or maybe individually is the biggest break in any one of those things where that was like a sizable break that carried everything else with it and then propelled you forward?
I think the piano bar thing definitely propelled me in a big way. And then after that, it's so hard for me to like nail down one thing because so many things led to other big things, and you know what I mean. But the piano bar, and the other thing about the piano bar thing is that it allowed me to loosen up and be like more forgiving of mistakes. You know what I mean? And also just like be a ham. You know? Which I've always been anyway. I used to do magic. You were talking before about parties. And I used to do magic for kids' parties, and I
did you?
Yeah, and I also worked part-time as a magic demonstrator at the big Toys R Us in Times Square back.
Wow.
And did magic for Michael Jackson and his kids.
Did you really?
I did. That's
I love magic.
Story.
I love magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
Oh, look, I got one finger here, one finger there. Oh, look, we got two. They're gone.
See?
That was my big breakthrough right there. Learning that. No, I'm kidding.
Do that again and we'll do a full screen.
Oh my God, that's not worth doing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, all right, got one finger here. That's not really a magic trick. I have one finger there. Oh, you got two fingers. Now, you got one finger. They're gone.
See, the Loverities are trying to figure that out. So we figured out the finger magic, and we've explained to Willie in Holland what hump day is. I tell you, you always learn something new on the Jim Master Show Live. Magic, I love magic.
Right,
I used to
do. I'll do a real trick. All right.
I did magic when I was a kid too. I used to love it. Magic, and I had and I'm thinking actually about getting another one and maybe incorporating that into some episodes of the series. I love ventriloquist dolls. I used to love ventriloquism, and that's another. And I think, and I said this, I think on the show that I said, because of all, we're wearing the masks for our own safety and health. It's terrific to do ventriloquism now because you've got a mask on. You can't see if the mouth is moving. So if you want to be a ventriloquist, folks, this is the time to do it while we're with the masks. You have some more magic for us. A bonus.
I'll do one more. I'll just do one more. All right. We have a little rolled up Post-it. I take the Post-it, put it in my hand, disappeared. And look where it is. It's in my hat. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, there we go.
Wait a minute. That was actually cool. That was cool. Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah. It's also cool.
I call myself the Great Ray Dini.
I was going to say that was cool. What happened with your hair too? It sort of came down. There was, how'd you have that? You gave yourself a new hairstyle at the same time.
It's called hat hair.
Yes, I know.
That's what I ask for when I go to the hairstylist. I said I want hat hair.
Mine looks short right now, but it's far from it. It's all tucked into this hat. It comes down to here. It's the longest I've ever had it in my life, and it's been going this way because I haven't been to the salon since COVID started, and I'm now at the point where it's almost a year, so now it's a challenge. Now it's like I'm like only a few weeks away from hitting the year mark. I gotta get there to see. You know what I mean? It becomes like a challenge. So it's literally down to here.
Wait, hold on. There's like major fire going by.
Now wait. How are you making that sound? I didn't even see your mouth move. Can you do that? Can you do that again?
Without the mask.
I was gonna say, can you do that fire engine sound again?
Actually, want to hear something funny? When I was in high school, I have perfect pitch, and I could perfectly imitate the high school dismissal bell. It was kind of like, I can't do it now, but that's basically what it was. And I could dismiss class early. And all my classmates knew it. And it would fool the teacher. And they'd be like, Rachel, do the bell, do the bell. And I would do it, and class would get let out.
Oh my God. How did you do that while you were talking too? The siren while you were talking. You are not just a multi-instrumentalist. Do we have any more graphics? A multi-dimensional instrumentalist. It's unbelievable. She did that while she was talking. You should see what she can do when she's drinking a glass of water.
I do have water.
We don't want to spill it on. Yeah, we don't want to spill it on the equipment. Her Yorkie in Washington, D.C. is barking because of the siren sound.
Oh, sorry.
And Marty's like, how'd you do that? And Juanita in South Africa goes, you guys are great. Music and a magic show. And June, our dear friend June, magic too. And Merlin says, what is your favorite genre of music?
Mine? I have a few. Billy Joel is definitely one of my biggest influences, and Elton John. But I also am crazy about playing like Fats Waller. That's like when I do the show Ain't Misbehaving, it's like my #1 favorite show to play. But I also love playing West Side Story and nothing too schmaltzy and slow and ballady, because then I want to like just fall asleep. But I like exciting, fun stuff. I love big band, jazz, swing. I was trained classically, but I hardly ever play classical anymore. I can, but it's just not my thing. But I grew up in a very classical music household. Both my parents.
You did, yeah. So you have a respect and appreciation for it. Just isn't your thing, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
You could probably take on anything and make magic out of it for sure. I don't doubt that, Rachel. I want to show a quick clip here. This is let's see. How about the La Bamba, the piano? Tell us about that one. We got a lot of good music coming your way, folks. So spread the word. Tell everybody the Jim Masters Show Live is on Hump Day with everybody.
And be sure to subscribe to Jim Masters' channel.
Thank you very much. Jim Masters TV. Yes, subscribe on YouTube. Tell us about this one, La Bamba.
Okay, well, this one's actually quite a funny story because if you notice, that one has an exorbitant number of views. So every year in New York for like the past 10 years, this organization called Sing for Hope has placed pianos all over the 5 boroughs. And I always try to hit as many of them as I can. And one year I did all 50. I was one of 5 people who played all 50. Many thanks to my friend Diane, who has a car. And, it's easy to knock out a whole borough of 10 pianos in a day. And so this video is of me and a young man named Nick Perry. He's playing violin, on piano, and this passerby, whose name I don't even remember, came and sang with us. Now, the reason this video always had a lot of views, but it went viral this year because Nick Perry is a YouTube sensation known as Nicocado Avocado. And so I didn't even know about that till earlier this year. And then all of a sudden, I started getting all these notifications from YouTube of all these people because he referenced that video on his YouTube channel. And I was like, holy cow. So now it has like 62,000 views. So that's that video. We had a lot of fun. And he's the violinist, Nick.
Wow. That's cool. And 62,000 views, huh?
Yeah. It like went up by like 20,000 or 30,000 in like a week.
Okay, Lovedies, we're going to show it here. Lovedy Squad, we're calling on you. Let's get to 62,000 views with this episode with Rachel. Believe me, our crew of Lovedies love the show so much they will do it. They will tell everybody. They will have lemonade stands. They will climb on the Hollywood sign with a bullhorn. They will climb on Mount Everest, Matterhorn, whatever it takes. Here that is. It's a really cool video, folks. More great music coming up with the one and only Rachel Kaufman. We are just getting started on the Jim Masters Show Live. Here we go.
Soy capitán, soy capitán. Bamba.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Thank
That
you.
was
Yeah.
incredible.
Have
You
you
are
rehearsed
something.
it? Nothing.
No, that
No
was just on the
practice?
spot, right? Huh?
The street pianos to me in New York are the most magical thing ever. When they have them in New York every year, I look forward to them every time, which was why I actually even created the co-video series last year, because I knew that there was no way they were going to be able to do the street pianos with the pandemic going on.
Let me show you what they're saying, my friend. John Barilla, wonderful, wonderful. He says with lots of exclamation points here.
Oh, thanks,
Kathy and Kathy Short in Cleveland, Ohio. So much fun. Mona, good to see you, Mona. She's in Louisiana.
Nice.
Amazing. Love it. Of course, June, love that so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Mary Bishop in Florida says fantastic. Rachel, Willie in Holland, all kinds of clap emojis. Juanita in South Africa. Wow, love it. Rachel, you have fast hands. You do. You really do. In Wozniak in Florida, awesome with claps. Cynthia in Washington, D.C., wonderful music and talented. Really, really nice. Merlin says, thank you, Rachel. She's in Canada. We have some more folks we want to show you too of the incredible Rachel Kaufman and her multitude of talents. This one is a co-video. It just says co-video Rachel Kaufman and then it cuts off. So we will play it and then we'll talk about it after. That sound good?
Sounds good.
Little bit of a tease. More coming your way, folks, on the Jim Master Show Live. Put some ice in those glasses and strap in. Here we go.
Greetings, everyone. It is I, and joining us today is the wonderful Jeff Gunn.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rachel.
Sure. Now, Jeff is an old ship buddy of mine. We worked together on my very first ship, the Grand Princess, back in 2002. He's joining us from Toronto, Canada, and we're going to do a little jazz standard for you. Enjoy. For joining us. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Be safe. Love one another. Peace out.
Exactly right. Be safe, love one another. We say it all the time. That was very cool. So he was on the screen virtually, remotely, and you were playing along to each other. That was very, very cool. And to be able to have it timed so perfectly too. I mean, that
There's
was
a magic trick to that as well.
there is, huh?
There is, yeah. We were playing together. However, of course, he's going to hear a delay on his end. So basically, I did over 200 of these, and every person I did them with, I said, don't even listen to me. Just keep your own time, and I'll follow you. Just like I follow singers when I work as an accompanist.
Right.
And so on my end, since I'm filming on my end, it's in sync.
That's cool. That's cool. Just want to show you some of these great comments. Willie's great with the emojis. Got the piano keys in there and thumbs up from the Netherlands.
Nice.
And fantastic from Maureen in Arizona. Not just fantastic, fantastic. And really, really cool. How do you get your piano there? So like, I guess when you were on the street, how does the piano?
No. It's not my piano. They take this organization called Sing for Hope, gets all these pianos donated to them.
Right. It's incredible.
They're painted by artists or schools. Sometimes casts of Broadway shows have painted them.
That's right. Yeah.
And then they take those 50 plus pianos and they plunk them all over the 5 boroughs of New York. So it's like a scavenger hunt. I mean, they post where they're located, but they're sometimes not that easy to find.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah. It's usually for 2 weeks in June.
It's really amazing. I heard about that. And I think it's such a cool thing. It just spreads music and joy throughout the city. I think it's I think all cities should really do it if they're not. Diana Quinn, who it's awesome to have you here, Diana. These loveties are fabulous. And so is Rachel.
Diana's fabulous too. She's
we love you.
Called the Snarky Sisters. She's amazing. Guitar player. But
have her come on the show. You tell her, come on the show, Diana. We'd love to have you.
The street pianos, they are actually all over the world. They're not all through Sing for Hope. I think Sing for Hope is strictly New York. I did them also in Boston. I did 20 pianos in 2 days.
Wow.
My friend Cameron set up 6 pianos in Wyoming. I went all the way to Wyoming to play the 6 pianos there. And I was supposed to go back there this past year. They were going to pay me to go out there and do pop-up pianos. But they're all over the world. This is I wish I could follow them everywhere. They're awesome.
Yeah. And Wozniak in Florida says, love, love, love. And more coming in here. Just want to show you some of the levity from our levity viewers. And Mr. Levity here, Jim Masters. A beautiful, great collaboration from Juanita in South Africa. Mary in Florida says, beautiful. Linda in Florida says, so love this. Marty Thompson in Nashville. Oh my God, love that song. Cynthia in Washington, D.C. Beautiful song, Rachel, when an oldie, but goodie from her generation, loving it. Willie in Holland says, ooh, how nice. Canada, Merlin says, that's awesome. Really love that as well. Nice comments coming in here. And nice collaboration. Groovin' at Home is here. And McCormack from New York City. Rachel is awesome. Welcome, Groovin' at Home. I love that handle. And and June says, so much fun too. And Kathleen in New York City is clapping. We've got more for you, folks. This is just the beginning. Holiday co-video. Tell us about that one.
So between March and the end of October, I had posted 200. I started getting busier with work in the real world in September. And also just 200 just seemed to be like, I couldn't believe that I reached even 100. When I first started doing the co-videos, I did not know it was going to turn into this whole thing. Just like you, I was posting them 7 days a week. Every morning, promptly at 9 a.m., I did them with all these friends and former students, with people in 17 or 18 countries. And so I got to 100. I was like, woo, and did a special one, did 150. Yay, special one. I was like, oh my God, I got to end on a round number. And I ended on 200 in the end of October. And then I took a hiatus from them. And then a good friend of mine, Ken Kuramochi, who is my BFF and former composition partner, who loved my co-videos, he had suggested to me, he's like, well, why don't you do them for the holidays? And I'm like, that's really nice. So I picked them up again. I did them from December 1st through January 1st, just not on weekends. And again, I did them with friends and former students and all over the world. I did them, and with people who were in other countries, I had them sing holiday songs that were indigenous to their country. So I didn't want to just hear like Frosty the Snowman in Italian. I wanted to hear an Italian holiday song. I think I sent you one. She's from Indonesia. She's a former student of mine, and she sang an Indonesian holiday song. And I had them in 11 different languages. It was very cool. It was a lot of fun to do.
That is cool. That is very, very cool. Love it. Shows the variety and the breadth and scope of your passion for what you do as well. Here's another fantastic clip, folks. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy all the levity coming your way.
Thank you.
And song and music with our great friend Rachel Kaufman and yours truly here on Hump Day. Ow, that hurt. Here we go. Here's Holiday Co-Video.
Greetings, everyone. It is I. And joining us today is the wonderful Monica Dewi.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Now, Monica is a former student of mine. She is joining us all the way from Yogyakarta in Indonesia. Now, what are you going to sing today, Monica?
Hi, I'm going to sing Dere Dewi Maria. It means with Mother Mary. The song is actually about how I thank to Mother Mary for always protecting me and saying thank you to Mother Mary.
Nice. And here we go.
Dere Dewi Maria, tentu kengkang mana boten yen kuat dosa ibu jangkong tansah Kanjeng Ratu ing swarga ambo sumarah samyo sang dewi mangestono sang dewi mangestono Natian mana ketara dipun godhog setan nanging tatat ing ngehetnya wonten pitungan wit sang putri Maria mangsa teko anilar sang dewi mangestono sang dewi mangestono sang dewi
Yay, big hand for Monica! Thank you so much, Monica. Thank you guys for joining us.
You're welcome, Rachel.
She's fabulous. Have a wonderful holiday season. Take care. Be well. Be safe. Lots of love. Love one another.
That's right. Love one another. Speaking of love, 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 we see more Lovity appearing on the Jim Master Show Live. Who do we have here as our next special guest?
This is Roxy. As I was listening to that, I heard a little meow, and I turned around and she was right here. This is dear Roxy. She's the sweetest cat, and she just was like, where are you? Why are you ignoring me? So I'm just showing her some Lovity now. She's so good.
How old?
I did some co-videos with her too, actually. She was very good.
Did you really?
Like, da, 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 Roxy. You know. Okay, I won't torture you.
How old is Roxy?
Yeah.
How old is Roxy?
She's about 5. She's about 5.
She's about 5. Wow.
Yeah.
What a cool name. What a cool name. What did you say she is? What is she? You wouldn't say nationality. You would say what? Breed?
I mean, she's like
A mix?
a tabby of some kind.
Tabby.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juanita says, hi, Lovity Roxy. Roxy is now a Lovity as well. Just so you know, you're going to take the back seat to Roxy. It always happens with all the pets.
Oh, yeah, always.
What a sweetie from Merlin in Canada. Jennifer Barry in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Cute cat. I have a black cat named Cole. Really cool. Cynthia in Washington, D.C. Roxy is precious. Amy says, absolutely beautiful. Juanita says, kitty. Oh, look, a sweet kitty from Maureen. And Grooving at Home, Anne McCormack is again back, and she says, that was truly lovely, Rachel. Thanks for sharing Rachel's work, Jim. My pleasure, my pleasure. Grooving at Home, Anne, and hope you'll be with us regularly. With that co-video you did, the holiday, they're saying so beautiful. Juanita says so beautiful. Maureen says so sweetly done. Brava. Cynthia says beautiful voice and song. Hail Mary, full of grace. Very beautiful from Cynthia in Washington, D.C. That is so beautiful from Anne in Florida. John Barilla says beautiful. It really was. It was very touching. It's the very first time I've seen it done in that way. Juanita in South Africa goes, you should include South Africa. They have 11 official languages all by themselves.
I did. Well, okay. So I did a regular co-video with a former student in South Africa earlier in the year. And she's also a former student of mine from the New York Film Academy, where I play for classes for their musical theater department. And and I asked her to do one for the holidays, but I think she was just, timing was not good for her. But yeah, I would have loved to. But they're in my regular co-video series. I have at least 2 with that former student of mine, but they're in English. They're not in any of the languages from that area. But these co-videos were great for the people. They were great for me because it was like an awesome project that carried me through.
Yeah.
I'm usually so busy, and I was not so busy, during that time. And so for everything to plummet, but it was a way to keep me going and keep me collaborating. And I reconnected with people. Monica, I hadn't worked with her at New York Film Academy in at least like 4 years. And I got to reconnect with her. And it also was good for them because they all missed collaborating. You know what I mean? And
yes.
missed performing. And so, and then like my friend, I did some with friends who are cruise ship musicians, and, the whole cruise, and, that's their career. And they, I did one with my friend in the Philippines, and, and I did one with a friend who was actually still on a ship while she did the co-video with me. So,
really?
Yeah.
I like that. That's a great idea. Yeah. So you can really do them with anybody, no matter where they are around the world, because of the technology now.
As long as they have an internet connection, absolutely.
That is really, really cool. Well, we have another great video to share here as well, and we'll surprise everybody. It says co-video Rachel Kaufman. We'll take a look at which one this is, and then we shall return and we'll talk about that. Sound good?
Sure.
All right, here we go. More coming your way, folks. We're just getting started on the Jim Master Show Live.
Greetings, everyone. It is I. And joining us today in person are Max, Jessica, and Katie. We're doing a live co-video here in Windsor Terrace. And we are I Quattri Zeppoli. That is the name of our group, for at least for this song. All right, shall we? All right.
Una mattina mi sono alzato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor, oh partigiano, portami via, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 oh partigiano, portami via, e mi sento di morire, e se io muoio da partigiano, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 e se io muoio da partigiano, tu mi devi seppellire. E seppellire lassù in montagna, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 e seppellire lassù in montagna, sotto l'ombra di un bel fior, tutte le genti che passeranno, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 tutte gente che passeranno, diranno che bel fior, questo è il fiore del partigiano, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 e questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà, questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà.
Yay, big hit for these guys! Thank you so much for joining us. Yay! Have a wonderful day. Be safe and love one another.
Exactly right. Wait, you look like the same lady in the video.
And it's like these glasses, after, I've had these glasses forever. I've played them, I've used them for when I play the street pianos. And then I did them for every single co-video, but they broke. This is what happens when you do you have them for 10 years, and after 228 co-videos, they broke. So I had to buy a different pair of piano glasses. But
Boy, it's
I love
amazing you
that
were able to
one.
find them.
It's good.
Oh, that was really cool. And somebody said they noticed a sitar in there. Was there a sitar in there?
No, I was playing the mandolin. I was playing mandolin.
That's what I thought.
So it was mandolin.
Was there a bouzouki in there?
Well, someone, there was the guy on the far end. He was borrowing my Martin backpacker guitar, which has an odd shape.
Yeah.
It's actually just a guitar with a strange, it's like a compact guitar.
Oh,
and then
okay.
it was a flautist, and then my friend Katie, whose garage that was. I don't remember what she was playing. She might have been playing ukulele. So yeah, we did a few.
Very cool.
It was really fun.
Very cool. Woohoo from June. She's loving it as well. You know who's here? Clara Francesca,
I
wonderful
saw that.
friend.
Hi,
Clara, good to see you. She's clapping.
Thank you.
Clara, is Clara in New York, or are you still in Australia right now? I think you're
She's in
back
New
here, right? You're back in here in New York. She was a guest on our show. She's amazing. We love Clara. We'll have to have you back soon, Clara. Toe tapping from Merlin in Canada. Ah, I like that. You see what she says? And she goes, ciao. Bachi. She's in New York. Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. We'll all have to get together real soon when we're able to do that. Mona claps, 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 and Cynthia claps from Washington, D.C. Olay, toe tapping. Love it from Juanita in South Africa. Mona says, great music and song. Cynthia in Washington, D.C. Rachel, I feel like dancing. And I like that. And she likes the name too. Merlin. Yeah. Clara. Yeah. Clara Francesca says, I love this music. Go Rachel, XOXO. Jennifer Berry in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Dancing in me living room now. Awesome salute and slancha. And Marty Thompson says, they have a boxer called Roxy. Very, very cool. And more comments coming in, my friend, too. So you're getting a good taste, folks, of the multi-talented instrumentalist that our very special guest, Rachel Kaufman, is. Marty says it has a Greek, Romanian, Jewish feel. Interesting. Yeah, the song that you just did.
Song, but I know that some of those musicians do Balkan music. Like I know that Katie and I think the flute player, maybe the guitarist as well, they do some, but the song was Italian.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But I can see that.
Yeah. Sort of a little bit of that feeling, that sensation to it. Let's take a look at another one here, folks. We got another incredible video here that we want to share. These are all great, and you're so amazing. Me, Casablanca.
Oh, can I just say one thing? Just to let you guys know, so I have a YouTube channel. It's Radini7, R-A-D as in dog, I-N as in Nancy, I-7, since I was the great Radini. So you can see even more of the co-videos and the street pianos on there. Just let you know. But yes, the Casablanca piano. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, let's take a look at that now. Here we go, folks.
Yeah.
Get ready.
This is As Time Goes By on the piano from Casablanca.
I love that. I love that. A little bit of a teaser there. That really is fantastic. So that's the piano from Casablanca?
That is the piano from the Paris scene in Casablanca.
Wow. That's incredible.
That was at Sotheby's. It was being auctioned off, and it's a long story. I don't know if you want me to tell the whole story. Should I tell the whole story? I'll try.
Why not? Yeah, we've got some time.
Yeah, this was a little 15 minutes of fame in my life. So it was right around when Hurricane Sandy happened, I guess 2012. So it was advertised in the paper that all these letters that Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts, that he wrote to his mistress, were being auctioned off at Sotheby's. And I'm a huge Peanuts fan. I love cartooning. I do some drawing as well, and comic strips and all that stuff. And I went to Sotheby's just to see those letters. Of course, I wasn't going to buy them. They were expecting that they'd go for like $250,000. But I wanted to see them and read them. And I got there, and when I got up the escalator at Sotheby's, there was that piano. And that was being auctioned as well. And I was like, oh, thought it was interesting. And I asked the security guards, like, can I play it? And he's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So then I went through the Schulz letters, and they were incredible. If I had been a millionaire, I totally would have bought those letters. They were unbelievable. There's a biography of Schulz in which there's a whole chapter about that relationship with the mistress, etc. But anyway, so I'm reading these letters and quelling and dying and getting all verklempt. And I hear someone playing the piano. And I'm like, someone's playing the piano after all. So after I spent like an hour going through these letters, I asked the security guard again, and I assured him that I was a professional pianist. He got the curator, and I played As Time Goes By for him on that piano. And we chatted a while. He was a singer himself, and he's like, I have an interesting idea. He's like, why don't we have you play it at the auction? I'm like, that would be amazing. And that's what happened. And so that video is from before the actual auction. And the reason it got cut short, unfortunately, was because that was, I used my camera for that, and the battery, again, as you can see, I'm old school. Like the battery died, or I ran out of room on my camera, and so it cut the whole song short, unfortunately, But that's the footage I have. And I got interviewed by like the Daily News, the New York Post, this German music publication found out about it and emailed me and interviewed me, and I'm in that publication. So it was very touching, and I got very choked up after playing it because of all the history of it and how much I know, just everything about it.
Yeah.
So,
Very, very cool, my friend. Very, very cool.
Thanks.
We have got another clip here as well that we want to share. It's another fantastic one. And this is Rachel and Dad. Tell us about this one.
So this is the street pianos again. So I've been playing these street pianos since like 2010 is when I think they started in New York. And then a few years ago, my father wanted to start doing them with me. And for like 3 years, we did all the ones in Staten Island together. And we made several videos. We made a number of videos together, these. And he's a ham. I get my hamminess from him. And he's a, totally silly, great dad joke, funny, wonderful guy. And so, yeah. And so this is in the historic Richmond part of Staten Island. All
right, here we go. Rachel and Dad, Albert Kaufman. Yes. All right, in concert.
In concert. Here we are again. Albert Kaufman, Rachel Kaufman, in Staten Island.
Why don't you ever let me do the spiel?
I just offered. He said no. It's very clear.
Up for a year, whatever at the day. The
radio and the telephone and the movies that we know, they just be passing fancies and in time they go. But oh my dear, God is here to stay. For a year. Dance break! One more time. Our love is here to stay. Jazz hands. That's my dad.
That's cool, isn't it? When you get a chance to do that with Dad, I mean, come on, that's real levity, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we have such a great time at these.
Oh, I know you do. You've got another one here, Rachel Kaufman. We'll take a look at this one, and then we'll come back and we will chat about it. Here's some more for you, gang. And she's going to play live too.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
And the wonderful Fabulettes. We have Jane, Diana, and Lisa, straight from Virginia. And my original song.
And DC in Maryland.
And DC in Maryland.
And Alaska.
My wonderful song dedicated to my old cat, Zuzu.
I want to know the rest of that sentence. Oh my God.
Well, they surprised me with those backup vocals. We did not rehearse that. And Diana Quinn is one of the people in that trio.
The Fabulettes?
And Lisa and Wright, the two of them are the Snarky sisters. And the third woman's name, I think, was Jane. But I didn't, and I think the three of them have been like the Fabulettes.
The Fabulettes.
So they just made me laugh. I did not expect them to do like harmony and backup, and they just cracked me up.
That is funny. That's funny. The Fabulettes. That's a cool name.
Yeah. And so I wrote that's one of the few songs in my life for which I've written both the music and lyrics. And it's just a goofy song.
Do you enjoy doing that? Writing the music and the lyrics? Do you like doing both the lyrics and the composing?
It's not, I usually don't. I mean, I've only done it a couple of times. Usually, like when I've written music for shows, I'm given lyrics. Like the show that I wrote with June and Clara, it's called Against the Grain, that we've been working on. June wrote all the lyrics and I wrote the music. And that's the way I'm used to collaborating. The other thing I do is I've written a lot of song spoofs in my life. So I'll take a song that's already established and write lyrics to that. So I've done both, but I usually don't do both together. So yeah.
So you wanted to do some music for us live while you're positioned there, my friend. What did you want to share with us?
I was actually going to do the Catbox song, but I'm not going to do it now. That's okay. Let's see. Well, this is a song spoof I wrote. I'll see if I can get through this. Do you know Waiting for Life?
Sure.
So for those of you who don't know it, it's called Waiting for Life. It's from the Broadway musical Once on This Island, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. And this is a song spoof that actually I'm very proud of, and it was inspired by kind of true events, just crazies on the New York subway and having to be at the mercy of the F train for a million years. And
that's why they call it the F train.
I know. If it was not already named the F train, I would have named it the F train.
I think it was the R train, but it was renamed the F train.
They just erased the circular part of the R.
They took a passenger quiz and they said, "Folks, we want we're going to rename the train. What should we call it?" And I guess all of you voted, let's call it the F train.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are worse. You know, you can put your own train name in this one. So, but I wrote this and I played it for a friend of mine, Tom Gamblin, who's in the cabaret world and stuff. And he actually sang it in his cabaret show. And then someone else found out about it. Like it's Lenny Watts, who's in the you probably
Lenny Watts, yeah, he was a guest on the show, yeah.
He told a singer that he works with about it, and she reached out to me and she's like, "Can I do this in my cabaret show?" So this song has had a life outside of me, which is cool. Anne McCormick, who was out there, she sang one of my song spoofs out there as well. But okay, so this is my song spoof of Waiting for Life. Waiting for Life, but this is Waiting for F Trains at Night. I'm waiting again late at night for the F train. What a fright! How it must feel when a train comes along right away, speeding along on the rails like the D or the A. Hearing announcements in stations so loud and so clear. Taking the subway at night with no one to fear. Oh gods, are you there? What can you do to make traveling at night less of a pain? Oh gods, hear my prayer. I'm waiting so long that I'm starting to faint. I'm losing my mind, waiting for F trains at night. Here comes the A train, so silver and sleek and so quick, going from Midtown to Harlem in one little flick. But I need the F train, unfortunately. unfortunately on this eve. If it doesn't come soon, I think I'm going to heave. A strange man bravely sung on the tracks, yelling to no one, carrying an axe. Said wacko, just ate my guitar. Oh Lord, I wish that Brooklyn wasn't so darn far. I need a car. Oh gods, please be there. Don't you remember your ruchula out in Park Slope? Wake up, look down, hear my prayer. Just send me the F train and give me home. Oh gods, give it speed. Let me run always at times that I really need. Don't break down, please take flight. I don't have the time or the patience to wait, but it must be my fate. But I'm waiting for F trains at night. Waiting for F trains at night.
Love it.
Thank you.
And Marty says, take the A train.
Yeah.
Merlin says, you look like you're always having fun, which is great. And I agree. And Jennifer Barry in Allentown, Pennsylvania says, you should write a song about city cabs. LOL. That would be a good one too.
Yeah, but I almost never take them.
That's
never
right.
take them. I
No.
really don't. I mean, I
You're-
could actually, because, when I was younger, I used to get hit on by cab drivers all the time. And it was just it got old.
Austin Field says that is a great song. He loved it. Claps from Linda in Florida as well. And there they are. And Clara Francesca claps. Juanita says great stuff. Loving it. Claps from June. Where do you get your inspiration from? The creativity? Are you an observer of life? You're observing all the craziness of life and the nonsensical things that happen, and then that inspires you. Is a lot of it off the cuff, or do you really take time to think about it, or is it a mix of all of the above?
So, remember I mentioned before about being a Peanuts fan, Charles Schultz and stuff. I'm also an extremely avid Mad magazine collector, aficionado. Been reading it since I was 10, collecting it. I have every single issue since 1952. And Mad magazine is all satire. And one of its writers' names was Frank Jacobs, and he wrote song spoofs for Mad all the time. And it was one of my favorite things in Mad. And I don't know, over time, I just found myself, if I get into a dire, I guess because I have so many songs in my head, just from playing at piano bars. And so I have just this library in there. And for some reason, when I'm in a dire situation, I go to a song spoof. It just goes there. And it could be the worst situation. And I guess I think it's because humor is my medicine, again, my father's very funny and all that. And so humor has always been my best friend. That's for sure. And so song spoofs are very healing for me to write. I wrote a few when COVID hit. I was going to do one of them. If you like, and I can add an instrument because people are like, she's a multi-instrumentalist, but we haven't seen her play very well.
Where's the multi part, right?
But, yeah. So
cool.
What's that?
That's cool.
Yeah. So, all right.
And she also has the biggest cell phone in the world. Show them your cell phone.
It's not a cell phone. It's
I
a
know.
phone like
Oh, you gave it away. Look at her cell phone. Isn't that huge?
It is. No.
She plays that too. She presses send. Send. Yeah.
No. I just hope it doesn't go crashing. I have like a little folding music stand that I'm putting it on top of.
Juanita
So,
says humor is a survival mechanism. Absolutely.
big
And
time.
June says Mad Magazine, me too. And John Barilla says I like it. And claps from Cynthia, Catherine Howard in Washington, D.C. So everybody's on the same page here tonight, all the lovedies.
Nice. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
yeah,
you-
things could be like horrendous, and I'll still like just write it. It'll be my humor just kind of it's just like a mechanism that kicks in.
Right. Me too. Yeah. I can write stories or sometimes I'll verbalize stories if I'm on a plane or a bus or a train or anything or in a public venue where there's people and I'll have friends or family around and I'll create a story like two people sitting next to each other. I said, you know where they're really going? Do you know what really she's thinking about him? Do you know what he's really thinking about her? And I'll create all like these scenarios.
Yeah.
It just based on their facial expressions, the way they're moving, the way they're maneuvering and acting, and humor too. There have been many times where I'll be in these situations where something crazy happens in front of me or in front of us. And humor, I don't even know sometimes where it comes from. It's so automatic. I'll have this quick, witty, humorous line that sort of summarizes what we've just experienced or what we just saw. And everybody else will be on the floor laughing. For me, it's just automatic delivery. But for them, they're choking and laughing because of what I just said. And I think part of it is the delivery of it too. It's so deadpan out of the blue. And I love that kind of humor.
Yeah. And I mean, my father is very quick-witted.
Mine too, yeah.
I'm sure I get that from him. And I feel like the older I get, the more silly I get.
Right.
And
you have to be to survive.
Yeah. But I definitely am observant too. Like I'm always very often, if I have some crazy incident happen on the subway that I watch, I like write a status update about it. And I always get like a lot of great responses because of just the way I write it and observe it. And,
yes.
So yeah.
It's got the wit and could even have like a little touch of sarcasm, but in a witty, friendly way, a quick-witted way, and sort of like an obvious way, which is really, really cool. So tell us what you're going to be playing here as far as instrumentation. You look like you're ready for battle.
So this is one of several song spoofs that I wrote last year. I actually did it with puppets and the harmonica. I didn't play piano because I only do have two hands. But since I'm not going to use the puppets,
you don't use the feet, huh?
I have to use the sustain pedal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it with the puppets. But anyway,
you were thinking about it, weren't you? You were thinking about it.
I was thinking about it, but I was like, no, I would have had to rehearse that. I haven't now. I'm not doing that. But anyway, so this is a harmonica on a harmonica brace. I've been playing harmonica since I was like 12. And I'm not like Stevie Wonder on this thing, but I can do basic stuff. I do Piano Man using this and everything. So this is called the COVID-19 Blues.
All right.
Woke up this morning, thought I'd go to my job, realized it ain't happening, so I'm dressing like a slob. Got up this morning, not a thing to wear. Then I remembered the virus, didn't even wash my hair. Yes, I got the COVID-19 blues. Staying in all day, don't even wait to wear my shoes. I went to the grocery, didn't wear a mask. Saw some people coughing. I ran home and got my flask. Got some pizza, but I couldn't sit down. Took it home and washed it. Soap tastes nasty going down. Yes, I got the COVID-19. I can't take it too much longer. All I want to do is snooze. When I need to take a break from it, I turn off the evening news. I got the COVID-19 blues.
Bum, 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 bum. I love that. When did you create?
Like probably last April.
Did you really?
Yeah, I wrote all these spoofs when this first all hit.
Wow. Wow. What have you learned about yourself? There's been a lot of teachable moments. What have you learned about yourself during all of this craziness? We've had some downtimes, a lot of time. There's been a lot of different ways people have been looking at it all. Some have said that as horrific as everything has been, it's been a beautiful time for them because they've been able to be at peace, rest, breathe, sleep, tend to themselves, tend to their loved ones, be more connected with people because they're always on the road. They're always busy. They're always chasing the rainbows and doing all the things they have to do in their respective careers and industries, not just to performers, but everybody who needs to be out there hustling and doing. And that even though we've had to go through all of this stuff that we've gone through, and a lot of it's been painful, there have been moments too that are quite special and beautiful as well. Even those quiet moments surrounded by the constant things in life that are always there, nature, the ocean, whatever it may be, music, your instruments. Because I know you look at your instruments like they're family. You treat them like they're children. You care for them. And you care for them. You have a relationship with them.
I gave birth to them.
You gave birth to them as well. How many hours of labor?
Oh!
Talk about manual labor. Jennifer Barry says, cool song. And Austin Field says, very cool song. Yes, it is catchy. Love that jazz music. Mona in New Orleans. So she's loving it. You got thumbs up from New Orleans. And I'm trying to be fancy by saying New Orleans. In New York area, we say New Orleans, right? New Orleans. We're going to go visit our cousins in New Orleans. And then you talk to Mona and it'll be New Orleans. That's what it
Mona,
is.
I actually had andouille sausage for lunch today, believe it or not.
Oh, did you really?
So I must have known you were coming.
You're intuitive as well. We got to change the font. Multi-Instrumentalist, intuitive, magician. She's a magician too. Catchy tune. I loved it. Marty says his favorite jazz pianist is George Shearing.
Oh, okay.
Who is your favorite?
I mean, I have several. I know more old school jazz than later. Fats Waller is definitely one, and J.J. Johnson, who was his mentor. I think I got the name right. We're both like incredible, the whole that like stride piano is like, I love that so much, which goes back to like Scott Joplin and stuff. But I also love people like Art Tatum and I'm like, of course now I'm like blanking on names. But there's so many. But I wouldn't name myself as a jazz pianist. I mean, I can play jazz to some degree, like the older jazz, not like later bebop and, that era as much. It's just not as much in my vocabulary in terms of improvisation. I love big band and swing, like the older stuff, Duke Ellington, there's a pianist right there, and Count Basie. I love Little Richard. I mean, that's not jazz, but still blues, Ray Charles.
Good choices. You've got some great choices there. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, a lot of these guys have crossover, because they've been around for decades.
Right, exactly. What do you want to hit us with continually? You've got some more stuff for us, right?
Sure. Let's see. Like I said, I was going to do the Catbox song, but I'm not going to. You guys have heard that. Let's see. What else can I play for you? Well, speaking of ragtime, I can play you. This is one of the first songs I ever wrote in my life. I grew up on Avenue S in Brooklyn and East 26th Street. And I don't know how old I was when I wrote this, but I've always loved playing ragtime and stuff. I don't even know if my dad.
What is it about Brooklyn? There's so much talent that has come out of Brooklyn, New York, USA. So, I mean, Barry Manilow, Streisand, so many names, so many people. Yeah. What is in the water there, you think? The Brooklyn experience.
Lead.
But it makes for a good bagel. They say there's something about the water comes down from the reservoirs upstate, right? something in the copper piping or something. The water makes for a good pizza and good bagel. But there's just something. There's so much talent that's come out of Brooklyn, huh?
Yeah, my cousin went to high school with Barbara.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to Erasmus. Yeah, she was in his graduating class. She's in his yearbook.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Before you play, I was asking about some of the things that you have learned through all of this, these teachable moments through everything that we've experienced this past year or so. What have you, how has it changed you at all? What have you learned going forward for you?
It definitely gave me time to reflect. And, before this all happened, I was running around like a crazy person from gig to gig, sometimes 3 gigs in a day, sometimes multiple boroughs in a day, playing for classes here in the afternoon, playing for a magic show at night, playing at churches, every single weekend, and synagogues almost, I was like running around like a crazy person so much. And then it all came to like a big halt, and was just doing some online stuff when it first hit. And of course it was shocking, but at the same time it was good to slow down. You move too fast, you gotta make the morning last. You know what I mean? It's like that was a good lesson for me. I also, I've been living in this part of Brooklyn for over 20 years, where I'm in Windsor Terrace near Park Slope. And it's such a beautiful neighborhood, but I'm 2 blocks away from Prospect Park. I'm 2 blocks away from Greenwood Cemetery, and I hardly ever was going to either of them. And it gave me the time and, to just walk around and just take in the park and take in the neighborhood and all the beautiful houses and things like that. And that was great. That was great. It was a good reflective time. And then the co-videos were just, like you're talking about connections and stuff like that. It was great for that. So yeah.
Cool stuff. Very nicely said. We've all definitely learned something through all of this, and some beautiful things too, that we need to come together. We need to be more empathetic, compassionate, unified, work together, and roll up those sleeves and get through life together, not separated and divisive. And much more empathy, hopefully, will be rising through all of this. Grooving at Home, and says Brooklyn Rachel wrote Brooklyn Heights as well.
Yes, Anne sang this. I don't know if I can try to do it. I haven't done it in a while. But this is a song spoof that I wrote of Bally High.
Yeah, that's what she wrote.
In her cabaret show. I used to work with Anne at HB Studio. She's an incredible teacher, incredible performer. She hosts a show, I think once a month or so, called Groovin' on a Sunday. You should check it out. It's great. I will see if I remember the whole thing. I haven't played it in a long time. Oh boy. So it's some people live on Manhattan Island, lost in the middle of the Atlantic Sea. Some people long for another island, one where they know they would like to be. Brooklyn Heights, they call you any night, any day. Here am I, right near Manhattan Island. Take the A, take the A. Brooklyn Heights, they whisper on the wind, on the sea. Here am I, no, 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 no. Take the 2 or the 3. The old Brooklyn Bridge, the huge promenade. Check out the street where the Cosby Show was made. If you try, you'll find me where the skyline meets the sea. Here am I, right near Manhattan Island. Come to Montague Street. Brooklyn Heights, Brooklyn Heights, Brooklyn Heights.
High five. Psh, well done. Psh, very nice. Very nice.
And I don't know what inspired that particularly, but I go to Brooklyn, I love Brooklyn Heights, and I used to live near there. I used to live in Cobble Hill, my first apartment. But yeah, I'm just silly.
And Grooving at Home says, amazing. Thank you, Rachel. Loves it.
Thank you, Anne, for singing it in your show. She probably could sing the lyrics
The whole
every
thing.
time.
Merlin in Canada says, do you play boogie woogie?
I mean, I don't know, something like that.
That was that end part was hump day.
Yeah, I purposely did that, but it was also Jerry Lee Lewis, Mr. Get Up at the Piano, and
Oh yeah, absolutely. This
Yeah.
is cool stuff. Everybody's enjoying it. All these great comments.
I did make requests, so that was fun.
Now I want to write the Queen's English. Can you write the music? June says.
I've been playing for improv comedy groups ever since I was in college. So that also that's why I'm quick with coming up with stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have to just not even think about it. You just got to play what it's first reflex.
It comes fast, right? Exactly. It comes fast. Before they mentioned that with Brooklyn Heights, what was the other one that you were going to share with us?
Oh yeah. I was saying that this is a ragtime song that I wrote. I grew up on Avenue S in East 26th Street. And I wrote this, I don't know, I was maybe 12, 13 when I wrote this. And I called it the East 26th Street Rag. So I'll just play it. Something, but I don't think it's quite as elaborate.
I like the way you do that, and then you turn around and go, that was just a little like it just rolls right off. Oh, that was just the warm up. That's funny. Do it. It's just like, and then you fold your hands and you lean them over the chair, as I was saying, Jim.
Well, it's funny. So I played at piano bars for many years, and I started doing it was in my early 20s. And the thing is, when you play at piano bars, you learn to talk to people while you're playing. You know what I mean? Because people talk to you, and they're sitting around the piano and they're talking, and I'm used to this. So I'm talking as I'm playing with you right now. And people would lean over the piano sometimes, and they're like, "How are you doing that?" But most people who are established piano bar players, old school, can do that. And so,
do they throw dollars into the hat you're wearing?
No, I didn't have that back then. But just tip jar on the piano.
Tip jar on the piano, yeah.
So but that's a learned skill to just do that. It's kind of fun.
Clapping, and Merlin's clapping in Canada. And Marty says, "What's your favorite ballad that you like to play?"
One of my favorites is My Romance. I love that song. It's just so pretty.
Very nice. Very beautifully done. As Juanita said, you're amazing at multitasking as well. Merlin says, thank you. Loved it, Rachel. And June says, I come from a place called Deepdale in Little Neck, Queens. So I speak the Queen's English. So I got to tell you what that means.
Oh, okay. My father
Marty.
from Queens.
Yeah. Marty says, very nice. And Merlin is clapping. And more coming in here, which is really nice. Diana Quinn asks, can you play Chico Marx style with his index finger pointed like a gun at the keys?
I've never done that.
Although we don't see the way the camera is, we don't see your fingers hitting the keys, so we wouldn't be able to see it really.
Oh, well, you can take my word for it, but I've never done that.
That would be
Yeah, sure.
actually, folks, because you can't see the keys, she's actually been playing with her toes the whole time. You can't see it, but you got to take her word for it.
Actually, Roxy's been playing. My cat.
The cat's been playing. She's just sitting back relaxing, and the cat's been playing the whole time.
That's right.
Maureen says there is apparently nothing she can't play. Incredible.
Oh,
We got a request in here from Cynthia Catherine Howard. She says, Rachel, I sure would love to hear the theme song from the movie Exodus, or any movie theme song would be nice. Is there either that or any movie theme song that comes to mind for you?
Is that okay with you?
Go ahead. Sure. Yeah.
I
think it's fine if you play it, but if you were using like an instrumental backing track, that's when it gets copyright crazy. Yeah. If you playing, it's fine.
I used to know the theme to Exodus. If you sing the first few notes of it, I could probably play it. Do you remember?
I can't think of it. No, I can't think of it. Now there's a difference between Exodus and Exorcist. Tubular bells and
my favorite personal music, I have a few, but one of my favorites is Cinema Paradiso is my favorite movie score.
Yeah.
Do you know that movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So and also Cinema Paradiso is one of my favorite movies. That's Ennio Morricone.
Yes.
I don't like this next theme. I'm only going to play a second of it. Is from the piano. I don't like the movie The Piano, but I love this theme. Going, but so it's fun to play.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Somebody also asked about the theme to On Golden Pond.
Oh,
that's very piano. That's very piano based. That's a beautiful song. Yeah, that's a very touching song as well.
The other piano one is this is
Terms of Endearment. Yeah, that's a great one.
What used to be a favorite is this one. Name that movie. Remember that one?
Yes. Yeah, which one is that?
I'm kind of dating myself. It's St. Elmo's Fire.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's all instrumental. That's an instrumental.
There is a vocal version out there.
Is there?
There is. I don't know if it's in the movie or if it's in the credits, but there is a vocal version out there.
Who wrote that? Was it Michael Post or?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was a good one.
But I know tons of movie themes. Yeah.
Want to treat us to a couple more things, surprise things?
Oh gosh. Well, it's funny.
Anything that comes to mind from you is magic.
Oh, thanks. Well, I'll play you another one of my. People sometimes ask me, "What's your favorite song to play?" This is definitely one of them. They say that these are not the best of times, and the only times we ever know. And I believe there is a time for meditation and tomorrow. Now we have sports to win to learn humanities. Reason coexist with our insanity. For you're always what our situation hands us. See the sadness or euphoria. I'm not gonna play the whole song, but that's Summer Highland Falls by Billy Joel. First time I heard it, I like burst into tears. You know that song?
That's a great one. Absolutely. That's a really good one. The other one too that we were saying, St. Elmo's Fire, Chariots.
Sure.
That was Chariots. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the one that's all instrumental. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
I think is the one from. Well, so is the one from Terms of Endearment.
Yes.
And some of the stuff from Cinema Paradiso is strictly instrumental. Not all of it. But
let's see. Because we've been talking about it tonight. Let's see who asked this question. Yeah, this jumped up here. Kathleen Walker says, "Can you play the Peanuts theme?"
Oh, of course. How could I be a Peanuts fan and not play this? I'm gonna play abbreviated version.
Really nice. That is really, really nice. Love it.
Yeah. I had like a crazy Rolodex of songs just committed to memory. It's just, I suck at remembering lyrics, which is why I, kind of bailed out of Summer Highland Falls. But I have a tremendous amount of songs committed to memory. Also, I just wanted to mention there's a gig I've been doing since August, which has been awesome. Your listeners, your lovelies might want to check this out. Every Tuesday from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's this library in New Jersey that has me, I basically, from the comfort of my home, take requests from 4 to 4:45 Eastern Standard Time. It's
very
called
cool.
It's the Jersey City Free Public Library. They have a Facebook page. So it's the Jersey City Free Public Library. So if you go on there at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, every Tuesday, I'm here and I'm just, people are typing requests in the comments, and that's what I do. And it's really fun.
That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
What are some other things that you have coming up too? Like when things hopefully open up, did you have a lot of things that were on hold that are pausing that hopefully will resurrect once you're able to?
Yeah, so the New York Film Academy, I've been working as an accompanist for their musical theater department for like 8 years. And I was working remotely for them for part of last year. But right now I'm on hold with them, and they're supposed to reconvene in person in the fall. So I'm hoping that'll happen. And I usually work with their summer program as well. So I'm hoping that will happen. You know, I also sub at a million different churches, and a lot of churches are not having services in person right now.
Right.
But I am playing for like 6 church services next week at this one church in the Bronx where I've played for Easter for many years. So the churches are coming back. The cabaret shows are coming back. The improv shows are coming back. You know, but I do plenty of stuff from home. I do coachings. I make tracks for people. I've got that library gig. You know, also I've been working on that show, like I said, with June and Clara. And so we'll see what happens with that. And
good luck with that. Can't wait to see that and hear that. That's going to be cool.
Yeah. And the other thing is, the other gig I've had regularly during this time is there's a synagogue in New Jersey where I've been playing for bar mitzvahs for the past like 4 years. And so, and those have reconvened in person since the fall. So I have a fair amount of those, and that's been nice. I have one in a couple of weeks at one temple and one at another, you know. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, you know. But in the meantime, I'm fine, you know. Thank God, knock wood. And you know, I feel very lucky. You know, I feel very lucky. I've been, you know, yeah.
Blessed. Well, Juanita says, wow, you are awesome, Rachel. This feels like a night out on the town. Great fun. And Austin Fields says, Rachel is very talented. I agree. Can you play the Jim Masters show theme? But she's only heard it once in the beginning. That would be hard.
I've watched your show before, but I don't remember the theme.
Let's see. I wonder if we could play it and then you would hear it in your ear. Are you good at hearing? Are you good at playing something right after you hear it?
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about that afterwards. But yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Well, we won't play the close because we don't want to scare anybody thinking that the close is happening. Yeah. It's the same thing, but we're actually working on some new things with our open and all. But all right, here it is. Not to throw anybody off. We're not going anywhere, but we're just going to play the theme to the Jim Masters show live. Okay. And then when we come back from that, well, she's gonna attempt it.
Don't judge me.
Oh no. Just that when we're all together having dinner, you'll just buy me a drink. All right, here we go. And welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live.
I mean, I'm not going to get every melody note in there, but the whole thing
what happened? Did your light burn out? You look like the Phantom Gourmet.
Oh no! Wait. Here we go.
There you.
All right. It's this little cat. It's his fault. Okay. So I'm not going to have the melody for the whole thing. But the chord. I mean, the whole song is 3 chords. It's. Variations as such, but that's basically the feel.
Exactly.
Right?
Do 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 do.
I have to familiarize myself with the melody, but if someone was singing it, I'd totally be able to accompany them.
Good stuff. Good stuff. You knocked it out of the park.
So can I tell you a funny story? in that
You've been
regard.
doing that all night, and I love it.
Oh, okay. Well, I have two stories in this regard. But so do you remember Bob McAllister?
Wonderama on Channel 5. Yes.
He was the host of Wonderama.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I always wanted to be on that show as a kid. And when I played at the piano bar, the Five Oaks, when I was in my early 20s, so I don't know if you know this, but Bob McAllister was also a magician. And
Yes, he
actually
was.
invented some magic tricks. And the manager of the Five Oaks was friends with him. And so Bob McAllister was going to do a cabaret show at the Five Oaks, and I was going to be the pianist. It was going to be a version of Wonderama. And so I was, fangirling, gushing over Bob McAllister. And then we were going to do some songs from the show, like Kids Are People Too. And then he said, do you know the song, Does Anyone Here Have an Aardvark? And he said, he didn't have the sheet music, though. He said, do you know the song? And also, when I met Bob McAllister, I told him that I also had a background in magic. And so I was like, I don't know it. Well, let me listen to it. So he played a recording of it. And as he was playing it, I was writing the chords down. And then when it was over, I just played it totally right. I was like, does anybody here have an aardvark? Does anybody here have an aardvark? And he just looked at me and he went, you are a magician. And I was like, ah. And to this day, that's one of the most meaningful compliments anyone's ever given me, because I admired him so much. And that was awesome.
Oh, yeah. He was absolutely amazing, wasn't he? And for those watching, he hosted this very popular show in New York City for all of the kids. And it was on the weekend mornings. Mm-hmm. And remember at the end, the kids would have the opportunity to pick one of the cans, and some of the cans, when they opened it, these fake snakes would pop out. And
yes. I wanted to be on that show so bad.
I never got on there.
I never got on there, but I got to work with him.
But you got to meet Bob McAllister.
I played for him. He was so nice.
There it is. Yeah, there he is. Bob McAllister, the fabulous. It was a terrific children's show that aired. I don't know if it aired nationally as well, or if there were other cities that did their versions of it, but it was it was like a 3-hour. It went from 9 a.m. to noon. It was like a 3-hour show. And it was just terrific. All the different segments and all the kids in the studio audience. And it was just really, do you remember on Channel 2 in New York? Because we both grew up in New York. So we're thinking of the New York channels, Patchwork Family with the puppet Rags too. I forget Carol and Rags. Yeah. Patchwork Family.
Oh, I don't remember the theme. No, but
Kukla, Fran, and Ollie.
What's that?
That goes back a little bit. I think that's back further. That's even before our times.
What show is that?
Kukla, Fran, and Ollie.
Oh, sure, I heard of it, but Wonderama, as far as I know, was only in New York and California. But Bob McAllister was not the original host. I believe Sonny Fox was the original.
Sonny Fox. Yeah, Sonny Fox. Wonderama was a great show. Do you remember Chuck McCann? Chuck McCann was another great host as well.
Yeah, I remember the name.
Gore Duvall. And of course, Sherry Lewis, great puppeteer. And Soupy Sales, who I met Soupy Sales.
I have a laptop doll that's signed by Sherry Lewis. And I have a magic book that she wrote because I think her father was a professional magician. And she signed it and she drew a little lamb chop in there.
I have I met and interviewed way back Super Sales. Oh, wow. He was amazing. Do you remember when you can't do this now, and I don't think he expected it to happen. I didn't think he didn't expect it to happen, but he told the kids, now kids, go in the room or something and your parents are sleeping, whatever, and go into the wallet or whatever and mail $5 to the studio.
I heard
and
about
they did. They put $5 in these envelopes. They took it out of the pocketbooks or the wallets or wherever on the counter, and they mailed it to the Channel 5, I think. They mailed it to the studio, and they got all this money from the kids. That was a little bit the power of television, especially children's television at that time.
There was something very very funny that happened on Jimmy Kimmel recently. I don't know if you heard about this. Apparently, he like said something to Alexa, like he was joking. He was like, "Alexa, buy Weetabix," or I don't know what it was. Well, every like person who was watching that show, their Alexa then went ahead and ordered that.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. Look at this shot. I love this. This Chicago?
Yeah. I played in New York. That's me with the orchestra on the Allure of the Seas, Royal Caribbean.
Oh, yes.
I was in the orchestra on that ship in 2014 when they used to do Chicago. I played
Yeah.
piano and accordion for that production. And I was on that ship for 10 weeks. And I played 30 performances of that show. And man, so much fun. That's actually why I named my cat Roxy. And
Why?
so
Because
she's
was the
Roxy.
boat rocking?
What's that?
Was the boat rocking? Is that why Roxy?
But that ship at the time was the #1 biggest ship in the world.
Yes.
I think it had 6,500 passengers and about 2,300 crew. So we're talking like 9,000 people on that ship.
9,000 people.
Yeah,
Wow.
But it was a
I
great
know.
time. I had a great time on that. That cast and orchestra was amazing.
We'll have to have you join us. We're putting together a Loveity cruise with the Loveity viewers, and a lot of them are coming from all around the world. And some of our guests are coming on as well. We're talking about doing it probably like 2022-ish when, because right now the cruise ships really aren't. Yeah. The Jim Master Show Live Loveity Cruise. Yeah. Putting those details together. This one says Tom Jones.
Yeah, that was at North Shore Music Theater in Beverly, Massachusetts. It was a musical based on the book Tom Jones, not the singer Tom Jones. And
big difference. Yeah.
But yeah, so I doubled on keys and accordion for that. We made a cast recording and everything, and that was definitely one of my breakthrough gigs because that was
that
a
would be
major show. At a major theater with like a Broadway conductor, and that was wonderful. I had a great time with that show. It was beautiful.
That's very, very cool. The Chicago one, right?
Yeah, and I'm holding a fake machine gun, because I had to toss it as part of the show. I had to toss it to one of the characters, on cue, and so we had to practice that. I had to toss that heavy fake machine gun over the piano to this one actress every performance.
Every performance.
Every performance.
Wow. With your left hand?
Well, no, I was just posing with I was just posing with the two things. No, I had to use both hands to talk.
I was going to say, because you could see if maybe the left arm is now longer as a result. Or not. Halloween parade.
Yeah, I played trombone in that parade for at least 3 or 4 years. You can see me all the way on the right with wearing a fez. That was, I love playing in parades. I've played trombone in the Labor Day parade, the Halloween parade. I played baritone horn in a fireman's parade in New Jersey. Something
Very
really
cool.
fun about it. People like waving on the sidelines and cheering, and you couldn't pay me to be behind the barricades, but I love to play in the parade. So much
fun. Really, really cool. Again, these are the times when you really have so much fun and everything. Just Cotton Club.
Yeah, what happened was I used to play for this one class, this woman's class in her apartment, and then they would perform at different places, and then we did performances at the Cotton Club. But I played piano, but I played bass for the show at the Cotton Club, and then I got in touch, but I borrowed the bass players. I used the bass amp that belonged to the Cotton Club, and I ended up becoming a sub for the Cotton Club's bass player. And it was really fun. It was hard. It was hard. They didn't even give you music. They're like, all right, all of me in E flat. Oh, 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, and it's like, and I'm a decent bass player, and because I know those songs on the piano by heart, I could just do it. But with 6 other musicians who were older than me and had been there nightly for years, and then there's me, but I did it. I did it 3 or 4 times. It was fun. Challenging,
right? But so cool. Look at that shot. That's a cool one.
Thanks. Yeah, that's at a street piano that was outside Lincoln Center.
I mean, look at it. That's a beautiful piano sitting there.
Yeah, well, because they get decorated. All the pianos for Sing for
Yeah.
Hope, they get painted by people, and so yeah. And then at
Hmm.
the end of those 2 weeks that they're on the streets, they get all the pianos get donated to different organizations and schools and things like that.
Oh, that's awesome. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. And how about this?
Okay, so I played a bunch of. It was kind of like, what is it called? Folio? Is that what it's called? Like sound
Mm-hmm.
effects?
Yep.
That was for a musical called. Well, it wasn't really so much a musical. It was more like a. How do I describe it? That was for a kind of vaudevillian version of. Oh gosh, the Shakespearean play that's about the two twins.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the name of it. Terrible. But anyway, so the guy who
If you think of the name at 2:30 in the morning, just text me.
I will. Maybe in the comments someone will remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the director, Ben Tostado, who's a good friend of mine,
Oh,
he
yeah.
hired me to write underscoring for it, as well as to use all these different sound effects, some of which I had to borrow from my friend Mark, but I did all kinds of like silent movie underscoring during it. And so that was, and that's, yeah, so that, I can't think of the name of the play. Shame on me.
No, but still,
Yeah,
just
it's
a
fun.
great experience, right?
Yeah.
A terrific, great experience. And this shot too, we use this in the promos.
Yeah.
That's a great shot. Tell us about what you're sitting next to. That's amazing.
So that's at a church on the Upper East Side that used to be just known as St. Monica's. It's on 79th and First. It's a beautiful church, and it's where I first really started playing organ. And now that church has merged with other churches, so it has like 3 different names, and I don't know the other names. But I used to sub there on a pretty regular basis. And I belong to the American Guild Association, and I've subbed at like 45 churches all over the 5 boroughs in Jersey and Connecticut. And my first church gig, you'll appreciate this, was actually at a Black Baptist church in Chicago when I was in college. And here I am, like 19-year-old white Jewish girl, and it was a great experience. I had never played gospel before. They didn't give me music. They just said, sit down and follow the organist and the choir. And I did. And I played there, and I got, I became a really good gospel pianist from working there my entire junior year of college. And I still exchange Christmas cards with the organist all these years later. And it influenced my playing. Again, that's another breakthrough for me you want to talk about, because it completely shifted my playing. I'd never played blues before. I'd never played gospel before. And all of that crosses into like R&B and jazz, And so that was a huge breakthrough for me, not monetarily or resume-wise, but musically, it was a huge breakthrough for me, for sure, definitely.
Very cool experience. Very cool experience. Thanks for sharing that story with us and all these great stories. Amy's saying you're an incredible talent. Wow. And Austin Field is saying another wonderful show. Absolutely. Jennifer Barry in Pennsylvania. Such a fun night tonight. She's enjoying it. Diana says 12th night.
12th night. Thank you.
12th night.
I wanted to say 12 Angry Men.
Yeah. But then we'd have to make the show black and white. Marty Thompson in Nashville says, do you know the theme song to Cheers? Everybody knows your name. Yeah.
Sometimes we got to know where everybody knows your name. And they always let you can. You're going to be where people are all the same. You want to know where everybody knows your name.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sorry about that song. Do you know Head of Lettuce, Jim?
Yeah.
So I've been Head of Lettuce's accompanist since 2006. Head of Lettuce, for those who don't know, is one of the most brilliant performers out there, famous drag queen in New York, and just hysterical, brilliant, I can't, one of the most talented people I've ever worked with,
Mm.
and lovely person. And anyway, so one of the gigs besides playing for Hedda's Christmas show, we do an interactive of Mommy Dearest. Where,
Oh, the
so-
Joan Crawford story.
oh my
Yes.
God. So he does like,
No wire hangers.
right. So since he knew I could improv, so when he hosts it, he does commentary throughout. The audience is yelling out lines. It's kind of like Rocky Horror, and it's hysterical. But since when I met him, he could tell I could improvise. He's like, I want you to watch Mommy Dearest and come up with underscoring. And I've done it with him. I bring my keyboard, and I've added all this very funny underscoring. And the reason I bring it up is because if for those of you who know the movie, there's a few scenes where little Christina serves alcohol to Joan Crawford's boyfriends or uncles, right? The uncles. So every time she's behind the bar, I play, and the audience cracks up. It's one of my favorite things ever. Plus, I get free popcorn.
Well, of course. I mean, you gotta, there are priorities in life.
Yeah.
Free popcorn. That is funny. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So what are some of the other things that, aside from all of this that you do, and you're so immersed in music, what are some other things that you do that inspire you as well when you step away from music and you take a breath from it and reboot a little bit? What are some other things you like to do, my friend?
I love to draw. I do cartooning. A few
you
years
do?
ago, I've always drawn my whole life. I was drawing before I was ever playing music. And I used to always, like, if I had time to kill between gigs, or if I knew I did, I'd bring a sketchbook with me and I'd go into cafes and just draw very quick little caricatures of people and stuff like that.
Do you know how to draw blood? But I'm bumped.
Oh!
No, Maureen
He
knows how to
does,
do
he
that.
does.
Maureen in Arizona works in the medical field. I'm sure she can draw blood.
I don't know if I have a red pen. Oh! So,
Oh, I felt that here. My chair shook.
so I've always done that. And then a few years ago, I got inspired to come up with different comic strip characters. And over the course of like a year, maybe a little more, I came up with like 350 pages of comic strips based on miscellaneous characters, usually people who I know who are eccentric in some way, you know, or an eccentricity on my part or family, whatever, you know. And I love
Combo.
doing that.
It's a combo, right?
Yeah. But also, you know, I just love talking to friends. I love
Yeah.
talking to friends. There are certain
Yeah.
friends who, you know, I can talk to for hours on end. And I'm old fashioned. I like
Somehow I think you and I could definitely do that. Yes. Yeah. You're a conversationalist, communal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. And you can touch a range of different topics
Yeah.
just in one evening, which is pretty cool, right?
Mm.
It's so like refreshing. Like you can hit on all these aspects of life and you're like, wow, I feel good after that. You know?
Yeah. No, so I love connecting with people. And, you know, of course, it's been hard to get together with people in person, but I've been doing plenty of FaceTime. And that's what like the co-videos was, you know, interactive. And when I did those co-videos, I didn't only just play for them, but I'd always catch up with them. We'd at least have to talk for at least a half an hour before we even did that, to catch up, see how they're doing. And what was cool is that we're all in the same boat. We're all, you know, isolated. And so it's so interesting to find out, how are they handling it in Colombia? How are they handling it in New Orleans? How are they, you know, in all these places? And it was great for me to keep up the connection. So connection is huge for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you play solitaire?
I actually can on my phone. Is it a song though? Is there a song?
Didn't Karen Carpenter sing that solitaire?
Oh.
I think Karen Carpenter did, one of the Carpenter songs.
Okay.
Because we were talking about how everybody's alone and separated and solitary. And Marty says, I'm an old fashioned. I love the moonlight.
Oh.
Jennifer wants to know, where is your Zen place? This is an ongoing question that Jen likes to throw out to the guests. I mention oftentimes on my show that for me, the most important Zen places with loving family and friends. But the second would be for me the ocean. Growing up here on the East Coast, we love the ocean, and we're sort of spoiled when you're near an ocean. Jennifer loves the mountains because she's there in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So, matter of fact, this shot is on the south shore of Long Island. That's the Atlantic. That is the Atlantic Ocean. That is Robert Moses State Park and Beach on the south shore of the island. But how about you? What is your Zen place in terms of when you're outdoors? Do you like the mountains? Do you like the ocean? Do you like the desert? What would be Zen for you?
I mean, I haven't been to much of the mountains. When I went to Wyoming, I mean, that was beautiful and very Zen for sure. In terms of what in my realistic proximity, I mean, Prospect Park is really nice to just walk through there, I have to say. It's also very Zen to have my cat like plots her her body against my face when I'm lying down in bed. And it's just like,
it starts
Zen.
purring too.
Oh my God. She definitely is a big source of Zen.
Yeah.
For me.
When you're performing, are you in Zen when you're performing? Are you transported to another place when you are performing?
If I love the music, for
Yeah.
sure. You know what I mean? Like, if I really like a chorus line or West Side Story or Once on This Island or, music that I love playing definitely brings me, Little Shop of Horrors, all these things. I mean, I wouldn't say those are Zen shows, but you know what I mean? But they definitely, I love playing, I'm used to playing, alone, but I love playing in a band or an orchestra. It's so much nicer to play with other musicians, and just, feel that around you. And that's awesome. And remember, before I was talking about Summer Highland Falls, this. If I play that for a while, I will totally be in hypnosis land. It's such a Zen thing to play. I love it, So there's definitely certain music that will transport me to a place like that.
Can you play the Channel 2 news theme? Da na 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 da 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 na na na. You got it. A real quick story on that. It's amazing. Dun 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 dun. It's a whole thing. That theme, which goes back to, I think, the 70s, but the original version of that theme goes back to the 70s.
Oh, okay.
And you hear it if you watch Channel 2 or you watch the CBS stations. You'll hear variations of that. That's been heard for decades in various ways, shapes, and forms, and they've updated it, as they've gone along with different instrumentation. But it's amazing how you can create a melody that's not even necessarily a song that's on the radio, but like production music or film scores, news themes, things that, TV show themes, jingles. So that thing.
Sorry, my cat fell.
Twilight Zone. You're going to have to play the Twilight Zone theme next. Yeah. That theme, that chord, that da-na-na-na-da, da-da-na-na-na. Now you're going to watch Channel 2 News and you're going to hear it. Was written by the famous arranger, composer, jazz musician, trumpet player, Dick Marks in Chicago. And he wrote it in the 70s. And he wrote it for WBBM TV, Channel 2 in Chicago.
Okay.
And his son is Richard Marks, the singer.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Wherever you are, wherever you go, I'll be right here waiting for you. Wherever you are, I will be right here waiting for you. La 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 la, la 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 la. I will be right here waiting for you. Yeah. So that's his dad, who was a prolific jingle writer, wrote themes to shows and everything else. So he was commissioned to come up with a news theme for the CBS owned station in Chicago, Channel 2 in Chicago. And he came up with that whole theme, and it still runs today in various ways, shapes, and forms.
That's cool.
They loved it so much. The network, CBS, loved it so much. They said, we want you to do versions for Channel 2 in New York and Channel 10 in Philadelphia and Channel 2 in Los Angeles and all the rest. And even though you hear it in all those other cities, that melody, that part of it where it goes even though you may watch it in New York or Philly or wherever else, the words to it are, I love Chicago, Chicago I love. Because it was written for Channel 2 in Chicago first. So it's, I love Chicago, Chicago I love. Yeah. So now when you hear that tonight on Channel 2 News at 11 or wherever else, you want to do it again on the piano? This just into the newsroom. I'm here with Rachel Kaufman. Breaking news, sports, and weather coming up at 11. We're number one.
So wait, was it originally sung?
There was, words to it. Yeah, I love Chicago, Chicago I love. And I didn't know that until recently. I knew Dick Marks wrote it. M-A-R-X is his last name. Richard Marks' father.
Right.
And he used to write prolific themes and all kinds of stuff. But I didn't know all the years that I've heard it, that it, was...
life.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. Speaking of TV themes, one of my favorites, name that.
Yeah. The Price is Right.
Name that theme.
The Price is Right.
Yes.
Written by Ed Kalehoff, prolific arranger and composer for Score Productions in New York City. And Score Productions wrote the themes to Another World, the soap opera.
Oh, okay.
And like everything you can think of. I couldn't believe there is on YouTube. You'd probably really appreciate this. There is somebody I think of maybe Score Productions. They uploaded an LP, which was one of their pitch LPs for Score Productions, where it plays the actual themes that they've written, the TV show themes, the commercial themes, the movie themes, and you will recognize all these game shows and all of these television shows and soap operas, and you'll be like, oh my God, that one company is responsible for all that music. Score Productions in New York. I think Bob Israel, was the name of the founder. And then he brought in all these talented composers and musicians and session people. And Ed wrote that theme. He wrote a ton of commercials, tons of jingles.
That's awesome.
Ed Kalehoff at one time was married to Andrea McCardle, who was Annie on Broadway.
Yeah.
And they came up with that really cool theme for WNBC Channel 4 promo theme that they used to run, which was actually really good. And these were really like very high-end production value promos for Channel 4 New York. And it was that we're for New York. Remember that? Okay. We're for New York. Yeah. And he wrote all of that. He created that whole campaign.
That's nice.
That's what's cool. You have opportunity. Have you ever done any of that? Have you done session work, jingles? Have you done any of that production music kind of stuff? You could do that probably blindfolded.
I could. I haven't had the opportunity to do it. I'm trying to think. I haven't, but you'll get a kick out of this. So I recently got connected with this agent through the other half of the Snarky Sisters. So Diana Quinn is one half and Lisa Ann Wright is the other. And both of them work with this agent who gets them gigs at nursing homes, both in person and virtual. So he recently hired me, and one of the things he wants me to do is a virtual version of Name That Tune. So
Oh, really?
studying Name That Tune, and I came up with my own jingle for Name That Tune to use.
Did you really?
Virtual thing where it's like, name that tune, let's get together and name that tune. Music you can dance to and make you swoon. Let's name that tune. So
That is cool. That is cool. So you really love the opportunity to do improvisational material, right? Where it just sort of comes up out of, I mean, what are some of the sources of inspiration for you? Is it you just have to be in a certain mood, or something just strikes you a certain way? What would you say?
well, I mean, I've always been a very silly musician, which my piano teacher did not appreciate. But it was her fault because she taught me,
Dun, dun.
and that was it.
And chopsticks.
That was the end. She regretted that very quickly because I was playing like classical music, and then I'd end it, instead of ending it like this 10-page song, I would end it with, and she'd be like, no. And I would like jazz up everything, and I've just always been like that. So it was a natural transition for me to then later in life play for improv comedy groups.
Yes.
And because they, you just got to think quickly, and I've always been able to just like take stuff and twist them around and all that. And what I love about playing for improv is that it takes, I can use that Rolodex of songs that are in my head, and also my sense of humor, and I've been doing it so long. I've been doing it, like I said, since I was in college, that it just comes very easy to me to just like watch and follow. I miss doing it. I usually play for a lot of improv. That's the one thing I have not been able to continue doing in the past year. But it's definitely one of my favorite gigs to do, just to be silly, because I'm silly.
Diana asks, worst gig ever. Was there ever a worst gig ever?
Probably.
Very safe answer in case she has to go work there again.
No.
You think?
I
Probably.
need to enumerate one. I mean, I've had gigs, the one that stands out in my head, I actually didn't end up playing. I was supposed to play for a parade, a trombone for a parade. And I don't remember what parade it was. Yeah. But we got there, like me and these other musicians. And when we got there, all of a sudden they were like, sorry, no, we can't do this. We're just going to use drums and that. And then the trumpet player got into like a fist fight with the guy. And I was just like, but I didn't get to play because, so I ended up having to go home and not get paid and all that. I don't know. But worst gig ever? I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one, Diana. It
might not have happened yet.
Oh, no, it probably has.
It probably
has. Bad, the gig, usually the gig itself is not so bad, but sometimes there'll just be like crazy incidents and things like that.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it. I'd have to really think about it. Well, yeah.
I'd have to think about it. Well,
ding, 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 ding. The circuits are going off.
That is funny. So when you think about, some of these things that you are, some of these things that you do are really cool. And it just really gives you an opportunity to express your personality in such in a very expressive and cool way. And actually, somebody just came in here and said, can you play the Happy Days theme? I think that was...
Yeah, I actually had to. So with the ships I've worked on, there's a guy. His name is escaping me right now, but his claim to fame is that he was one of the people who sang the Happy Days theme. So every time he came on the ship as a guest entertainer, we had to play it for him. So,
oh, okay. Awesome. I like the way you do
he
that.
would like. He
I
would
like the
sing
way you
it.
do
He'd
that.
Now here's Happy Days
Yeah.
as if it was sung by Stevie Wonder, and here's Happy Days as if it was sung by Tony Bennett. And that was like half his act. He was good. I can't remember his name, but I've played for him on a few ships.
We have to get you a swivel chair because I love the way you do that. Happy days, Ben. And then you fold your hands. And we've got to get you a swivel chair. I love it.
On cruise ships, and I mean, this happens anyway. Very often you have to play. Sometimes you have to play piano and keyboard at the same time, and the keyboard's here, the piano's here. And I would ask for a swivel chair. I would always, because I'd just be like, whoosh.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
Instead of this creaky wooden chair that is like going to break underneath me.
That is. Oh my God. That is funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
Hey, I think, have we found the right thing look what we found. Look what we found. Remember I was telling you about the theme song written by Dick Marks. We actually have the version here. You remember Jim Jensen from Channel 2 News and Rollin Smith, legendary New York broadcasters.
Okay.
We actually have their closing extended version of that. And you might be able to play it on the piano probably afterwards, of course. This is, I think they're ending the 6:00 news. When the stations used to use, extended credits, extended themes, dramatic city views. I think this is off of VHS tapes. The quality is not as good, but from WCBS Channel 2 in New York. Here it is, and maybe you can mimic it after. Kind of cool.
Okay.
Jim Jensen. And I'm Roland Smith. Thanks for joining us. Michelle Morris and I'll be back a little later on for Channel 2 News at 11.
I'm selling.
Coming up, a reply to a Channel 2 editorial, followed by the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. We'll be back Monday at 6. Good evening. Happy holidays. Portions of these broadcasts were recorded.
Pretty cool, huh? Very dramatic and bold.
Yeah,
That was Channel 2 in New York City, WCBS TV.
Yeah, I mean, I can't replicate that whole thing right now, but
You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. That is incredible. That is incredible. Thanks. Awesome from Jennifer Barry. That is amazing.
Thank you.
I guess we got one other one here. The All in the Family theme.
Oh God.
Na, 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 na. Uh-oh, you've got a story with that, huh?
I do a mean Edith Bunker.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Let's hear it.
Oh my God. No.
Stifle.
Well, you have to sing Archie if I do this.
Eat it.
Will you sing
Where's
Archie?
my beer?
No, will you sing the? No, if I do the TV theme, will you sing Archie?
I don't know if I know all the words.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
Yes.
You started. Boy, the way.
The way Glenn Miller played.
Oh my God, my landlord's gonna evict me. Songs that made the hit parade.
Guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days.
Oh my God, God help me. And you knew what you were then.
Men were men.
Girls were girls and men
Men were men.
Mister, we could use a man like Huygen Hoover again. Didn't need no welfare.
We didn't know no welfare states.
Everybody pulled his weight.
Gee, our old LaSalle ran great. Those were the days.
Oh my God, I'm so getting kicked out of my apartment.
Oh my God.
That was the quiet version.
That was the quiet version. That was the quiet version. June says, Rachel, hysterical. Kathleen says, awesome. This has been, and Jennifer Barry says, thanks. They're going to say, who was she laughing at? You know, Fred, can you hear the Rachel downstairs? She's laughing. She has the cat. Is she talking to herself? Who is she talking to?
Well, I mean, bless them.
Did she just play the Channel 2 news theme on her piano?
Well, I'll tell you something. When I had that Casablanca piano gig, you know, I had been playing as time goes by for many years, but I wanted to play it a certain way.
Yeah.
And I like studied the way it was done in the movie, and I like ran it by my aunt because she was like, "You're playing it too fast, make it more romantic, blah blah blah." So I was playing "Time Goes By" like over and over again, and then I like texted my landlord. I was like, "I am so sorry," and I keep playing "As Time Goes By," and she's like, "No, it's fine, it's fine." So yeah, they're used to me. Bless them.
They are used for me. I like that. Used to me. John Barilla says fabulous, and those were the days. Juanita says cool, awesome, hysterical. Good stuff. Good stuff. My friend, you're amazing. What's a dream gig, a dream project? When you look forward, what are some of the things on your own bucket lists? And I know that's a phrase that's so overused, bucket list, but what are some things that really you want to do, either places where you want to play or people you want to play with or projects that you would love to be a part of going forward?
Let's see. Well, I mean,
I'm sorry, we've run out of time. Thanks for joining us. You've got a great laugh too.
Thank you. Yes.
Great. Yeah.
People either love or hate my laugh.
No, I love it. I love a unique laugh. You would be great in the front row of a comedy club if the comedian is bombing. Your laugh would get him through the night.
No, trust me. People have told me this many times. I was the one person in the audience for a play that my friend was in, and they were I think John Barilla was in that play, who was on here. John, weren't you in that play? And I was the one person in the audience, and I was cracking up. And when I play for improv comedy, I crack up. The actors crack me up. And everyone tells me they love my laugh. So, but there have been times I've been in the movies where people give me like the stink eye. they'll shush me because I'm laughing too loud. And I'm just like,
That's your natural laugh. I mean, yeah.
I know, but they're like, oh, so prim and proper. It's like, shut up.
Yeah. Shush. Yeah.
Yeah. But dream jobs, I mean, I would love to do more baton conducting work. I've done a lot of, when I've done shows like Ain't Misbehavin' and Five Guys Named Mo, there's been a lot of shows that I've conducted from the piano with a band and stuff. But there's only one time I've ever done an actual show where I'm baton conducting. I did a production of Guys and Dolls with that. And I really love doing that. And I would love to get into doing more of that. I did an off-Broadway show some years ago that if it had gone further, I was the music director. I played keys and trumpet of all things, even though I'm not really a trumpet player. But I had right of first refusal that if it went to Broadway, I would be the MD, the music director. So, I mean, I would love to do that. I would love to do Broadway work. I've done a lot of off-Broadway work and tours and things like that. But I would love to get into that. And I've sat and watched in a lot of pits, and, I know a lot of guys who do. It's just, it's a matter of luck and who you know. So that's definitely one thing in terms of places.
That's true. Luck and who you know.
Oh,
I'm surprised nobody has come up with a song that says that. It's all about luck and who you know. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But I love to travel. I've traveled all over the world, and when I did I did a Rent in Japan, I doubled on keys and guitar.
That's incredible.
That was an amazing gig because, like I said, I lived in Japan when I was a kid, and I love Japan so much. And I would love to do more stuff like that. I don't want to be out of New York for months on end because this is my home and everything, and this is my roots. But and if you leave town for too long, then you get forgotten and you lose the gigs you've had. You know what I mean? Like I've been offered like gigs out of town for months on end, and I just when I do a ship, I'll do a month or two, and that's it.
Yeah.
And those are awesome because I've been all over the world with ships. It's great because musicians just work at night. So we have all day to travel, and that's great. So I hope I have more gigs that, enable me to travel. Though, of course, traveling right now isn't terribly inviting. But man, if you guys have that cruise and you want a pianist on there, I would love to do it.
That would be fantastic. Yeah. So you've traveled the world, huh?
Yeah.
It's a cool thing, isn't it? What are some of your favorite places besides Japan?
Oh boy. Well, with the ships I've worked on, I say my favorite itineraries I've done have been the Mediterranean and Scandinavia. And I also I had the opportunity to do a ship that usually I do them during the summer, but one year I did one in the winter, and it was Fiji and Australia and other small countries in that region like New Caledonia and Vanuatu, and so interesting. And I love to travel. But definitely, different parts of Europe for sure. I love also South America. I went to Buenos Aires. I stayed with friends there a few years ago, and I loved it there. Loved. I'd love to see more of South America. I'd love to see more of Asia because the only part of Asia I've been to is Japan. But I'd love to go, I would love to get a gig on an Asian cruise. The thing is, if you work on a cruise, if you go on a cruise, you generally just go for 1 2-week cruise or 1 week cruise. But if you're working on the ship for a couple of months or whatever, you get multiple opportunities at each of those ports. You know what I mean? So that's nice. So yeah, how about you? You travel?
How about film scores? Like writing a film score for an epic movie, that type of thing.
That's cool. I've never looked into it. It was funny this past year. I wrote music for I had a lot of composition opportunities this past year. This woman named Nina Dicker wrote a mini series, and she reached out to me. She needed underscoring. She was like proposing this thing, and she hired me to write the music for this. And it was cool. I hadn't quite done something like that before, and it was like, from this seconds to this seconds, this is where I need music, and I had to watch it and time it. And she was very happy with it, and that's
great. And then, you didn't even have to dick her over the price.
Oh. No, she was actually very generous. Yeah, Nina Dicker. So I hope something. You're terrible. And then I had to do something else like that early in the pandemic as well. This guy named Ben Liebert. I don't know if you know him. He was in this Yiddish production of Fiddler that we just had. He was one of the leads. I think he was modal. I think.
Yes.
But he reached out to me. He came up with this company called Musicals from Home, and it was no actor was in the same room at the same time, and he was like a Sherlock Holmes related piece. And he reached out to different musicians, and he wanted me to write the music for this scene from this time to this time, and I did it.
That's
And it was
fantastic.
really fun. I would love. Well, that's definitely. Oh, okay. Wait, you got me. Dream job. Dream jobs. Okay. Number one, I would love to be a silent movie pianist. I would love to do that. I know people who do it.
Yeah.
So to me, the dream job, though I'm really not qualified to do it, is to be the organist at Yankee Stadium. Or any stadium.
Oh, wow.
And I actually am Facebook friends with that guy who does it, Ed Ahlstrom. I
Mhm.
reached out to him a few years ago. I was
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
yeah. Ed Ahlstrom. I have to say, I have to promote this guy. His last name is A-L-S as in Stephen T-R-O-M. Ed Ahlstrom. You got to check this guy out. You got to have him on your show. He is
Do you know him?
for Yankee Stadium. He is unbelievable.
Do you know him personally at all? Because we can, tell him, let's connect. Yeah.
I will. He's incredible. He's been doing these concerts from home, like on a regular basis, playing the Hammond organ, sometimes with a drum track. He is incredible.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
We both support each other's shows.
Awesome.
Yeah, but he's
That's
a Hammond
great.
organ player. I'm not a Hammond organ player. That's a whole other thing. But
Marty wants to take me out to the ball game.
What's that?
Marty wants to take me out to the ball game. Fantabulous. And Linda said, won't you be my neighbor? The Mr. Rogers thing. Won't you be? Please, please won't you be my neighbor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Won't you be please my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? My neighbor. Very good. I love that style. Yeah, I love that style. You're amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good stuff.
When I first started playing, one of my first piano bar gigs was at this cafe called the Broadway Cafe that used to be on Broadway near Bleecker. And it was a crazy little cafe that had a piano in the corner, and I would play. And I remember people would like shout out requests to me, and I'd just go bam. And someone went, "You're faster than a jukebox." I just thought
You're
that was very
right.
funny.
I mean,
like that.
exactly. You're already on it before they slip the quarter even down the slot. You've already got the song done. Amy said, oh my God, we got to go on the road together, Rachel. Kaufman.
What did Amy say?
What a fun show. Thank you, Rachel. You are a walking and sitting musical encyclopedia. I love that. You're a walking musical and encyclopedia. I like it. I like it. You really are terrific. You're living your bliss, aren't you? You really love what you do. It's it brings you great joy and contentment and fulfillment. And you've had an opportunity. I mean, how many different instruments do you play?
Around 15 to 20.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And they on all of them.
And they are the piano,
well, of the keyboards, piano, organ, and accordion. And if you want to count melodica, I play melodica. I play guitar, the strings, I play guitar, bass, mandolin. I play of the winds, I play flute, recorder, ocarina, and pretty much penny whistle, like any kind of, fluty thing I can pretty much play. Trombone, baritone horn in a family by themselves, and a little bit of harmonica, a little bit of trumpet. I wouldn't say I'm a trumpet player, but I can play some trumpet. I used to play piccolo. I used to play bassoon, but I don't own a bassoon, so I don't play it anymore. So I could probably, and I have a million instruments in my apartment. When I travel, I like to buy instruments from other countries. Someone mentioned Greek music before. I actually own a bouzouki and a balalaika. I love to buy instruments when I travel. So I have quite a collection. So my apartment is basically a Mad Magazine and musical instrument museum is basically where I live.
That's fantastic. All the creature comforts of life that also bring joy to so many others. Amy asked, drums?
I can fool around on it. I mean, I've actually got hired once to play percussion for Once on This Island, and I'm not a percussionist, but music, the piano is a percussion instrument essentially. And so I can keep rhythm and stuff like that, but I'm not a drummer. If I would pick up another instrument, it would probably be like the vibraphone or marimba. Yeah. I love that.
Oh, I love the vibraphone sound.
So good.
Maureen, they use it a lot, of course, in jazz and all. Maureen says it's been an evening of wonderful music and great comic relief. Thank you, Jim and Rachel. Our pleasure. Maureen in Arizona. She's the one that can draw blood. Right. With the kind of quick stuff I do, I need you with me all day because every time I say a line, you could do that.
I gotta tell you something. So there's an amazing. Do you know who Todd Robbins is?
It sounds familiar. Refresh.
Todd Robbins is a Carney guy.
Okay, yeah.
If you go to Coney Island and you go to the freak show, his is the voice that's announcing it. And
Yeah.
And he's a magician. He does crazy things like, hammer a nail up his nose or eat a light bulb for real. Things like he's an amazing man. And he hosted a show called Speakeasy Magic that was at the McKittrell Hotel that I used to play for, at least a few shows a month. It was basically all these close-up magicians going from table to table, and I underscored the night with jazz. But anyway, when I first met Todd years ago, I did a show with him at the Theater for the New City, and he could tell I could improvise. He was like, I want you to just follow me around all day and underscore me.
I was just going to say, exactly. That's right. You would be.
Well, I could do it with the accordion or my guitar. I could do it. Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Because there's so many more underscores than just bump. There's so many different kinds.
You got to have a diminished chord.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I mean, well, that's where the improv, thing.
What do you play on that when you're angry? When you had a rough day and you go to it, what do you and what happens?
Well, there was one time I was playing a show. I'm going to not say the name of the show because I don't want to name names, but
it'll be in the book.
It'll be in the book. But one of the actors threw a tantrum on stage and did this whole thing and it's a long story. But anyway, he was being a dick, and he was whatever the case was.
Which means for folks watching in other areas, she means he's irritating.
Oh, okay. No, he was being
it's just a real,
was rude and uncalled for. And I got so angry at him then we had intermission, and we each slammed our dressing room doors because he was completely out of line. And then when Act 2 started, the cast was totally on my side. They saw what happened. And they were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to be okay." And I was lucky because the next song of Act 2 was and I was like, "Yes."
You were working it out in music.
Oh my God, it was the best.
Oh, of course, Linda says the Jaws theme. Dun-dun, dun-dun.
I use that in other theaters too. When
really?
There's a scene where Christina's brushing her hair and then Faye Dunaway is going back and forth behind her. Do you remember this?
Mm-hmm.
And as Faye Dunaway is going behind her, I'm like, and then she comes upon her.
Diana says, I bet you can play the nose harp too.
I've never tried the nose harp, and I've been too afraid to play a Jew's harp.
Mm-hmm.
My mother bought me one once, and I looked on YouTube to learn how to play it. You know what a Jew's harp is?
No.
I think it's also called a Jaws harp. It's this little metal thing. You've heard it though. It kind of goes like. It's like very hillbilly kind of sound.
Oh, it doesn't involve anything to do with gefilte fish or any of that.
No, I don't know why.
Well, I figured that segue from Jaws to gefilte fish,
Yes.
the oceanic theme.
It's this little metal thing that's like down, and then you have to hold it against your mouth. And I looked on YouTube to learn how to play it, and this guy was like incredible at it. And then he's like, but this thing ruined my life. And he smiles, and his teeth are like beyond chipped. They're like chipped, like they're all broken up. And I'm like, goodbye to this instrument. I am not playing this instrument.
Diana's sending you a nose harp.
Oh God.
The jar harp will kill you. So
is it a nose harp or a nose flute? I thought it was a nose flute.
Wait till you get that package in the mail. Babette says, and she's in Nashville, Babette Michelle Lee, big lovely fan of our show. Amazing talent. Rachel, can you play? That's probably a good way to wrap too. Flight of the Bumblebee?
No.
That was a very definitive.
No, I really don't. I'd have to sit. I've never played it. I can.
The way you said it, it was just so. It was the expression on your face and the shadowing, and she was like, "Nah."
I'm sorry. No,
of all the ones you had to ask for me to play, you have to ask me Flight of the Bumblebee. I could play the Channel 2 News theme, but Flight of the Bumblebee, nah.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, that's just a piece I've never studied. And I'd have to like look at the music and practice it. I couldn't even begin to fake it.
You'd be a great silent movie pianist.
Yeah,
for the silent movies. Yeah. And Diana's helping you. She goes, "That's not fair to ask. Flight of the Bumblebee is a violin tune."
Oh, that's true. But I mean, I just sort of played it. It's basically a lot of chromatic notes.
Yeah. Smiles from Babette.
Sorry. What's that?
Smiles from Babette, who had asked about Flight of the Bumblebee.
Oh, the song Smile?
No, she's smiling at you. She had asked about it. She's smiling. I interviewed David Garrett, who's the incredible, epic German violinist, and I interviewed him on PBS a few years ago, and it was absolutely amazing. I think he still holds the world record for playing Flight of the Bumblebee in terms of speed on the violin. He can do it in under 60 seconds or something like that. It's incredible. David Garrett. I should get him on the show. He's from Germany, and he had a couple of PBS specials. He was in the studio, interviewed him. So
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'd have to get by the music, study it, practice it. I've never played it before,
to do it justice. Exactly. Even June's throwing one in Gone with the Wind theme.
Oh, sure. That's all I know. I don't know if there's more to it than that.
And they used to use that for the $1 Million Movie theme on Channel 9. Channel 9 in New York.
I've never seen Gone with the Wind.
That was the first time I heard it, was when Channel 9 in New York used to use that to open their 8 o'clock movie, the $1 Million Movie. And I always thought that at first, because you're a kid, I thought it was just production music. I thought it was great music for the $1 Million Movie on Channel 9. And it turns out they used that theme, which was incredible.
Same, exactly the same. That's right. Even the $1 Million Movie. I forgot about
Channel 9.
Still picture it.
Yeah, with the dotted graphics, and they show the city and Broadway and background. June says lovely and beautiful. All right, we'll do one more, and then your neighbor. We don't want your neighbors to kill you.
Yeah, I know. Eye on that. But what was I going to? I thought I was going to tell you something or ask you something, and now I don't remember. But
Jennifer Barry said the Godfather theme. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
I'm going to do this. Now, I did something very silly there. I'm going to teach something to your viewers. Now, Diana knows where I'm going with this, and if Lisa Farrar is watching, she will too. Now, there is a music theory term called a Picardy third. Now, you might not know what a Picardy third is, but you've heard it. A Picardy third is when you have a song in a minor key, like The Godfather. It's in C minor, right? Right? And it's supposed to end. But a Picardy third is when you take a song that's in a minor key and end it on a major chord. Now, you hear this a lot in church. Like if you have that's a Picardy third. So, and Diana's been doing all these classical guitar things, and I'm always very happy because a lot of Baroque music ends in Picardy third. So just now when I played The Godfather, I ended on a Picardy third. I just love Picardy thirds. I think they're fun.
See, I told you, folks, you always learn something new. You're entertained, you're inspired. There's levity, and you learn something new every time on the Jim Masters Show live. Thanks for telling us about that as well, and sharing all of this tonight. This was really epic. Marty says, and that's a great idea, Marty, finish with your favorite piece, please. What would be a song that would be one of your favorites that you'd like to play us out on, and then we'll do a wrap?
I'm going to do the song. I don't remember if it's I think it's a Gershwin song. It's one of my favorites, and I think it's a good message. This is They Can't Take That Away From Me.
Oh,
and I love the message of that song because it's like, there's a lot of, we're going through some hard times right now, but you know what? Can't take that away from me. Yeah, and I just love that song, and I like the message of it. It's like, you can't take away, there might be bad stuff going on, but you can't take away the good, right? So.
Bravo. Beautifully done. That was really, really fantastic. Can't take that away from me. That's right. And they can't take your passion and your great sense of humor and your levity and your extraordinary talent, my friend. They can't take that away from you. And Jennifer says, salute. Thank you so much. Totally enjoyed it this evening, and all the levities here with their fantastic comments. They're really enjoying all of this.
Yay,
lovely and beautiful and cool stuff. You're amazing, my friend. I hope the show met whatever expectations that you had, and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I certainly have with you.
I love very much so. I could do this Same time tomorrow?
Yes, that's right. We'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Jim Masters Show Live. No, we will definitely, your porch light will be kept on for you, my friend. And I hope we'll all be able to get together soon in the Big Apple, because we're all close. We're not far from each other here in the tri-state area.
Yeah.
So we'll get together, break bread. That'll be great. I'd love to have that happen in person. It'd be
Yeah, for
awesome.
sure. I've been
And
vaccinated. Got both
you
vaccines.
you got both?
Yeah.
And you did well with both?
I did totally fine with both. I got
Well-
them I got the second one about a month ago. So I'm good to go.
Wow. So good. So no real reaction to the first or the second.
All I had was just like, I
The
had
arm
to
soreness.
raise my arm a little bit above that, it would hurt, but that only lasted like 24 hours.
Probably
times.
because you're so used, maybe because you use the arms so much, and they're probably, they have strength and fitness because you use them. So that helped you actually, probably. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Yeah,
John
I don't know.
Barilla makes me hungry for pasta when I see his name.
Poor John, I'm sure he gets that a lot.
All the time. We actually, one of my friends who's also a viewer on the show, but he's a friend off air. His last name is Ronzoni, Al Ronzoni, from the Ronzoni family. His family,
wow.
the actual Ronzoni family.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we've got Barilla watching, we've got Ronzoni,
And Kaufman carpets.
and but yet on Wednesdays, isn't it Prince Spaghetti night? Today's Wednesday. What do I know? I have Irish in me.
Oh, that's funny.
Thank you both, and have a good night. Thanks, John, for
Thanks,
joining
John.
us as well.
John's a terrific actor. I've worked with him on a number of shows. He's great.
Oh, we should have him on as well. We have actors. We have everybody on. Everybody's welcome to be a guest on the Jim Master Show Live. He goes, haha. He's enjoying our wit and wisdom. Yeah, so this was really fantastic. Everyone get your shots. Yes, I got my first. I'm waiting for the second in just a few weeks.
Oh, good.
And Maureen, who is a medical professional, says that's the key to avoiding a sore arm post-vaccination. Keep it moving. So that's what you did, and it worked out. Talk soon, Rachel and Jim. Absolutely, June. We love you too.
And June, thank you for connecting me with Jim. I really appreciate that.
Dear friends, all dear friends. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Rachel. Have thoroughly enjoyed you sharing your beautiful talent with us.
Thank you.
Diana Quinn, and anybody watching on our YouTube channel, we would love it if you subscribe to the channel. There's no cost. I don't know why they use the word subscribe. And click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our exciting content on that channel. We do the Jim Master Show Live. We also do these quick verbal and visual inspirational videos called Masters Mantras as well. So check all that out. Diana Quinn says, these 3 hours and 20 minutes went by so quickly. It actually did, didn't it? It went by in a New York minute. It doesn't feel like that long, does it? You just have it. And people will say, gee, is this, when I come on, is it like an interview? And I said, no, it's like a conversation. Think Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, Johnny Carson, Dick Cavett, where they took time to have conversations with people mixed in with levity and segments and viewers and entertainment, all sort of weaved into one production. And it's kind of like what we do with a modern vibe and a modern twist as well. Great show. Clap, 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 clap. Thank you, Diana. I love that. And definitely join us again.
She's wonderful. And
yeah.
Lisa Ann Wright, the Snarky sisters. They're both great.
That sounds cool. Maureen says, fastest 3 hours ever. What a blast this has been, Maureen. Thank you very much there in Arizona. John got both of his shots. Fantastic. Love it. That's great. And good stuff. All these great comments coming in here. Everybody loving it, loving it, loving it.
Look forward to reading them later.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Marty, for tuning in. And Juanita, where it's already tomorrow, because she's in South Africa. Enjoyed every moment of this show. Thanks, Rachel and Jim. Good night, everyone. Mary Bishop says, thank you for sharing your wonderful talent, Rachel. Take care. Kathy Short in Cleveland, Ohio, USA. Terrific evening of fun and music. Thank you so much. Thanks, gang. You guys are the best. The Lovities, part of the Lovity squad. Amy says, tonight has been like a live concert. Been missing them. Thank you, Amy in Mississippi. Kathleen in New York City, the Queen of Queens. Double hearts. Dinah Quinn, hearts galore. And Jennifer Barry in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Rachel, good magical night, and thank you.
Thank you.
Cool stuff. And
Nice.
we toast you, toast you, toast you. And thanks for joining us. You were amazing. And of course, George Burns enjoyed himself this evening
yes.
as well.
I have to get Agnes. Wait.
Got to get Agnes.
Hello, I'm back. Countdown show. George,
Thanks
we'll have to make a night of it someday.
Yes, we will. We'll come to the city and paint the town red, my dear. You look marvelous. You look marvelous.
I love that tie. Very nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to go in my pajamas right now and call it a night. You too. You've been marvelous.
Just promise me that when we get together, you won't smoke that stinking cigar.
No, I shall not. I shall not.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cheers now. Cheers now.
I already played that theme. Oh!
You know what? This whole evening for you and for me has been a shoe-in. This comes from Holland.
Oh, beautiful.
A wooden shoe from Holland.
Oh,
We do have props here. We've got Jimmy the Clown back there and Silver the Lab. When I was on a TV shoot in Europe,
Nice.
we picked up, I said, how much is that doggy in the window? The Silver Lab. That's the I Dream of Genie bottle, the actual bottle. And up there in the corner is Gilligan from Gilligan's Island, Dream of Denver, who's Bob Denver's wife, who's actually a return guest on our show this coming Tuesday. Bob Denver, of course, played Gilligan.
Yeah.
Sent the Gilligan doll and said, you got to have him on set. So he's here as well.
Oh, wow.
But bum. No, she's doing it in words. Y'all are too much. Y'all are too much, so much fun. That's not so easy to say. Y'all are too much, so much fun. That's not so easy. You two are a hoot together, says Amy in Mississippi. Just don't slip and call Agnes Gracie. You were going to do something on the keys, weren't you? You were going to do something. You were going to do something on the keys. You were turning.
Yeah, what was I going to play? Wait.
You two are a hoot together.
Oh, I think together we go. Wherever we do, we're gonna go through it
together. Exactly. What a joyous, jolly, talented character.
Thank you. Thank you.
What a compliment, huh?
Thank you.
Christine.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, Christine, you got to have joy and levity in this world. We need more of it, and empathy. Christine Clifton says, Rachel, thanks for sharing your talents and stories with us. Tonight has shown us just how multi-talented and fabulous you are. A fun evening in Levity Hall. You are a multi-talented Levity.
Thank you.
You're going to sleep well tonight, huh?
Oh, thanks. Well, hey guys, again, please check out my YouTube channel, Radini7. Also, I'm on Instagram. It's Kaufman, RKAUFMAN.MD. And for those of you who don't subscribe to Jim Masters TV channel on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. He has interviewed so many great guests. You interviewed Kenny James. I've worked with Kenny James on a few ships. I know him very well. I love him.
Yes. Did you see what he said, that little piece that he said about the show?
I don't remember. What did he say?
Hey, Jim. Oh man, I want to tell you that how much I really enjoyed doing your show. You know, I have to admit it was so much fun. I had like an hour and a half time scheduled to do the interview because I had another appointment after your interview, but it turned out to be so much fun. It almost felt like a family affair. It turned out to be so much fun that we went like 2.5 hours or so. And everyone said you did an incredible job with the interview. It was seamless. We had just a wonderful time, and I feel like I've made a new friend out of it. So I really want to thank you very much for having me on your show. And I thank Terry Woolman for kind of recommending me for your show. And I have become a fan. What is it? A Levity fan? A Levity fan? Yeah. But anyways, thank you very much, sir, for having me on your show. It was a pleasure.
I love him. He's so great.
Do you know John Prue, the Grammy-winning composer?
Not by name, no.
He's responsible for a lot of incredible songs and music and everything, and he was a guest on the show too.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Lovedies. It's John Prue, and I just wanted to say thank you to Jim Masters for having me on his program, and had a great time conversing, talking about all kinds of things, music, life, love, and sharing music on the show. It was a real pleasure to be on your show. Jim, thank you so much for having me, and I hope to be back on soon and to do more music and sharing stories. And you know, the time flew by. I think we were on the interview for over 2 hours, but it really felt like 15 minutes. So thank you so much, Jim, for having me on your show. Thank you to all the Lovedies that tuned in and were commenting and everything. So thanks so much. I'll just do a little send off here of the original song I did on the show called Stuck in a Dream with Me. Careful now, don't play with my heart. I could fall in love, that may not be smart. For then, where would you be? Stuck in a dream with me. Thanks again, Jim, and to all the Lovedies, and I hope to see you again real soon. Take care. Happy New Year.
Kind of
nice.
cool.
No, I don't
Yeah.
know him.
Yeah, very talented, very talented. You never know. It's a small world. You end up working with so many different people in these industries that you see once, and then all of a sudden you're working on a project brought together with them again.
For sure.
Unbelievable. Do you have a website too?
I do not. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't know. I always, for myself, I'm very silly that way. I don't know. I've always felt like having a website. I feel like I'm bragging, and so that's just my own mishugas, as they say. My own, you know. I know I need to.
It's coming, right?
Yeah. So, one of these days. One of these days. So, but like I said, I have the YouTube channel and I have Instagram, and that's as much as I have. So I'm sorry, I don't have it.
Plus, there's
but I'm available for bar mitzvahs.
I'm available for bar mitzvahs and birthday parties.
Yes, and weddings.
And christenings and whatever. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're a blast. You're a delight. You're a joy. You are a hell of a lot of fun and super, super talented. And again, I hope you enjoyed the time on the show with me as much as I have with you.
Blast. I can't thank you enough for having me. This was so much fun. And thank you to all the Lovedies out there. You guys are wonderful. I can't wait to read your comments and stuff. And I appreciate all your welcoming and your support. It's just awesome. I tremendously appreciate it. And I don't have a song prepared, but the only thing I can think of is, I'm so glad we had this time together. I don't remember the rest of it, but
now you gotta pull on the ear too, like Carol Burnett did.
And this is also to my best friend Ken Kuramochi. He asked me to tug my ear.
Oh, so, perfect. Do you know why Carol Burnett did that at the end of every show?
Was it for someone in her family?
Her grandmother.
Her grandmother.
And she was letting her grandmother know that she was okay, that everything was okay.
Had her grandmother passed?
Her grandmother was the one who, there was some alcoholism in the family. So her grandmother was the one who really cared for them and sort of raised them and made sure everything was okay. So she was very, very close with her grandmother. So at the end of every, episode of the Carol Burnett show, she did that was a little code, Grandma, everything is good. Everything is okay. Love you, Grandma.
Yeah. I love it.
If you need TV trivia, here it's the TV guy.
What's that?
If you need TV trivia, here's your guy, Mr. Television.
Great. I love it. That's awesome.
Mr. Television.
That's awesome. I dig it.
Yeah. She could port your Lovedy poem to music. Wow. Lovedy. Pianist.
Well, wouldn't it be Lovedy?
Wouldn't it be Lovedy? Yes, Jim. You're an excellent interviewer. Clap, clap. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You guys are the best.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, my friend. It was a blast. It was a hoot. Everybody that's still with us, you can see this entire episode on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. It's there intact, all 3 hours and almost 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like it. Did you eat dinner already?
I did right beforehand. I just had some soup. I'm fine. I don't eat this late. I try not to eat after 7. So I
What?
had some
Wow.
soup beforehand. Yeah.
A New Yorker that doesn't eat past 7. Most
Well, I
wake
lost
up
a lot
at
of
5.
weight. I used to be a lot heavier. If you notice in that Casablanca video, I was like 50 pounds heavier.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So you've
I
been,
totally changed my eating. And
that's
I'm
good.
like 50 pounds down from that.
Congratulations.
And one of the things I do is I don't eat late.
Yeah, that's the key. I know, because you want it, right? It's like snacking, watching shows or doing work, when you're through the years eating late, especially in the New York area, eating late is part of the, thing. But that's the thing. One of the things that puts the weight on is when you're snacking at night. And then,
Yeah.
why do
Especially
they
if
always
you're
put
snacking.
those darn commercials, for food and restaurants on at night? They always put those commercials on. It makes you hungry.
Yeah.
The
No,
television commercials.
I've been out of the habit of eating late for years now. And I also, I cut down on eating out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big New York thing. That's hard to get away from.
The dining out. Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, you're the very best. And everybody loved it. All the lovelies around the world. Amy goes, one of your best shows to date. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Kathleen in New York says, fun show. Thank you both. Our pleasure.
Thank
You have a terrific night. Thanks for all this extended time. You're welcome back.
So much fun.
Yeah, it just sort of rolled, and really, really fantastic. Very inspiring. A lot of fun. And best of health. You stay well. Let's stay connected.
For sure.
Spread the word about the show, and
Yes,
we would love that. And it will be a pleasure to have you back. And thanks for being with us on the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me, and thank you to everybody out there. You guys are wonderful, and really can't thank you enough. It was wonderful.
It was our pleasure. You have a good night. Go stretch those legs now.
Yeah.
That's it. Good thing you don't have a dog that needs walking.
Oh my God, forget it. No, I could never have a dog.
No, you have to walk. The dog would be circling you right now, scratching at the chair.
Come back, actually.
After that 15 minutes of fame. Probably watching on one of the computers in another room. Linda says, take care, Rachel. Linda in St. Augustine, Florida. I second that. You take care. You be well. We'll stay in touch. We'll get together. And it was really a pleasure. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight, my friend.
Thanks again for having me. All right. Stay well. Bye, everybody.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. And oh, look at this. We've got good job, Africa. We are with you. Never give up in my country, Rwanda, Africa. We greet you too. Wonderful. Wow. Even from Africa as well. And we had South Africa with Juanita, and he's in Rwanda. Thank you very much. Welcome. It's nice to have you with us, Mr. Baptiste. Fantastic. Fantastic.
That's fantastic.
International.
That you do this show. I mean, what a fantastic thing. And you do these outreach, and to have it be worldwide. I mean, that's just really special. And it's
7 days a week.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How great that you do this, especially during this time,
That's what everybody says. It's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure to do it. And gives me great pleasure, as much as everybody expresses the pleasure that they receive as well. Yeah. So it all comes full circle, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're doing what you love and you love what you're doing.
Yeah. And you're just putting yourself out there and just showing, sharing the love, man.
Exactly. Yep. Love-ity to all. All right, Rachel, you take care, and we will chat again. And if you need, if you have any problems with the landlords, they can call us. I'll vouch for you. I'll write a doctor's note or something.
No, I just feel bad. I don't want to ask too much. I have to just get them replaced.
Marty says you probably both need a bathroom break. No, I'm good.
Somehow I'm good too.
We haven't been drinking a lot of liquids.
No, I haven't been drinking anything.
We've been chatting and singing.
Yeah, but trust me, I'll be making a run.
I don't think there's a song for that, is there?
I'm trying to think. That's where Chariots of Fire can come in.
Yeah, that's right. And Mr. Baptiste in yeah, that's it. Jim and Rachel, all time, you like to be here. God continue to be with you. From Mr. Baptiste in Africa. Thank you very much. In Rwanda. Thank you very much. We appreciate that very, very much. You have a good night. Okay, Rachel?
You too. All right. right. Be well.
Goodbye. This is like a Jewish goodbye. We do it for about a half hour. So we don't say goodbye here. We say see you later.
See you later. All right. All the best.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Rachel Kaufman, our very special guest on the Jim Masters Show live, an epic broadcast here. Again, we always let these shows go with the flow and roll. We have really no time limit. If a guest has, an hour or whatever, or 45 minutes, we do that. If they have an hour and a half, if they have 2 hours, if it's rolling and they have 3 or what, we just let it roll. I always put the side of time. I always put the side of time. I always put the time aside. That was a flip-flop there, huh? I always put the time aside and we just let it roll, because we all need to have some fun. We all need to come together and inspire and learn and educate and all those cool things. So if we're having a good time, we just let it roll, because some guests, will say, how long do we have? Because I have so much I want to say and I want to do. And I say, there's no time limit, unless I have somewhere to be or something to do sometimes afterwards. There's no time limit. If a guest has something to do right after, then, we'll do a more abbreviated show. But we do have epic broadcasts here, don't we? And you're all a part of it. You're all part of the levity on the Jim Masters Show live that we've created here, which is amazing. Thanks, Jim. Have a great night. Stay safe. Good night, all. You too, Kathleen Walker, as well. And Juanita, what a trooper. Wow, Jim, this was an instant mood lifter and great fun. Thanks. Please bring Rachel back soon. Night, all. You too, Juanita. Get some sleep, too. And say hi to your lovely daughter. Good night, everyone. Take care. You as well. Mary Bishop, love having you here. And Linda, good night, Mr. Levity. Good night, Levities. Linda, we love when you're with us as well. You're the best. Gang, thank you very much. We love having you all here. Jennifer Barry, too, in Allentown, who's Zen. Fun night. Thanks, Jim and Rachel. Jennifer loves our theme to our show. She gets zen when she hears it. So it's going to be coming up in just a second. You'll hear the closing music for the Jim Master Show live. We played it earlier, and Rachel actually did a version of it. And then you got to hear the Channel 2 news theme on Channel 2 in New York, and she played that. She can play anything. Much needed night of joy. Really, really cool. Nighty night. And we hung the whole show. That's a credit to you, Jim. Thanks, Marty. I appreciate that. That's really kind of you. And I know you and Babette are really loving our show, and all these kind words and comments and posts and sharing and tagging and spreading the coolness. I love that. That is really, really fantastic. We appreciate it. High five for this amazing show. There you go, Maureen. Get some rest. Lovely hugs to everyone. You as well, Maureen, and Arizona. You guys are the best. Don't forget that tomorrow night we have more incredible music and an unbelievable guest as well. We have Maria Cuevas. She's going to be with us. She is an extraordinarily talented musician and guitarist, Mexican-American, and absolutely incredible. She is with us tomorrow live. Again, she's going to be joining us live tomorrow from, I believe it's Los Angeles. Maria Cuevas. She's an extraordinarily talented person. Great music, great conversation. She's going to perform live and so much more. Can't wait. That's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Maria Cuevas is here. That's going to be a really, really cool show. Really cool. Friday night, we have legal expert, on-air correspondent, CBS, NBC, Fox, and so much more. And author Stanley Goldman is going to be with us live from Los Angeles. He covered the Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson trial, O.J. Simpson trial, and so much more. And he wrote a riveting book about how his mother escaped the Holocaust, genocide, Hitler, that whole era. And it's a really riveting book. And we're going to be featuring the conversation with him. That's coming up on Friday. And then on Saturday afternoon, live from Ireland and from Celtic Thunder and Byrne and Kelly at a special time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific live. Neil Byrne, multi-talented musician and singer. Neil Byrne live from Ireland this Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Join us for that. It's going to be terrific. Saturday night, George Chakiris is with us, Academy Award-winning actor, Golden Globe winner, and so much more. He has penned this new book, My West Side Story. Of course, you know he starred in West Side Story with Rita Moreno. He was also in White Christmas and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and There's No Business Like Show Business. I mean, he was in every epic film you can think of. And then coming up this weekend as well, we've got another amazing guest. We have Martha Bolton. Martha Bolton wrote this book with Linda Hope, who's the daughter of Bob Hope, legendary comedian and television personality, Bob Hope. And this book is Dear Bob, Bob Hope's wartime correspondence with the GIs of World War II. Remember, Bob Hope, of course, but he prepared and created some great shows for the GIs. And he went overseas with his radio show and would play for the military. So there's incredible photos and epic correspondence and so much more that we're going to be sharing. And again, that's the book. Martha Bolton is the author, along with co-author Linda Hope, who is the daughter of Bob Hope, which is amazing. Don't forget, you can find the Jim Masters Show live every day, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. And sometimes then we share the link later on Facebook at Jim Masters TV. You can find me on Facebook as well as YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Jim Masters TV. Hope to see you in all those locations. But we're here on YouTube for you. And sometimes we do it on Facebook as well. But definitely you can find us on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. And if you missed an episode, including any part of this one, all 300 plus episodes of our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series are available for you on our YouTube channel. That's right. All available. Lots of incredible laughter, conversations, inspiration, and cool guests from all walks of life too. Not just entertainers, but guests from all walks of life. And sometimes we've done host chat shows with just me and the lovely viewers. We've done food shows. We did a Valentine's show. We did an epic St. Patrick's Day celebration. And we've got a 1-year anniversary coming up as well. Don't forget to smile. We say it all the time. Don't forget to smile, and don't forget to share the smile with the world. Don't forget to share the levity, and don't forget to find your Zen place. Mine is with loving family and friends, of course, and then music and tennis and cycling and lots of other things. But of course, the ocean is a Zen place for me. Swimming, surfing, boogie boarding, sailing it, floating in it, walking in it. And of course, my work in television and radio over the years in stage, on air, on camera, and behind the scenes is another Zen place for yours truly here on the Jim Masters Show live. And as always, we always say, do not forget to relax. Breathe from the diaphragm, love one another, and don't forget to love yourself, not in an egotistical, narcissistic way, but in a way that reminds you that, sometimes the world can get you down and people can put you down, or whatever the case may be. Know that at least here on the Jim Masters Show live, you're always welcome, and that you have great value, and you're welcome to the party and welcome to the table. So relax, take time for yourself, and enjoy life, because life is short and life is precious. We say that all the time on the show. So that's about it. That's a wrap. An epic show, 3 hours and 41 minutes. Wow. We've done a couple of lengthier shows here this evening, but it's been terrific. Jennifer's having couch wiggles. That's a good sign. Love it, love it, love it. And Christine Clifton says, good night, Jim, and the loveties, all the loveties, and lovety hugs to all of you. Such an entertaining night with Rachel. Till next time, to Jim and Rachel. Thank you, Christine, there in beautiful North Carolina. We appreciate you being here as well as often as you are. Gang, we're going to wrap. Here comes the theme that Jennifer loves so much, and that Rachel was able to play a quick version of on the piano. She's amazing. We love her. Again, we thank her very much for joining us. The very, very talented Rachel Kaufman, multi-instrumentalist and composer, and so much more. Just an all-around great person. We'll have her back And well, hopefully you'll be back as well. Thanks to everybody joining us for the first time, and anybody who is one of our regular lovedies. We love you too. So we're going to wrap up and say have a good night. Love you all. Take care. Be well. Avita Zane. Ciao. Sayonara. We'll be back 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow right here on the Jim Master Show Live. Good night.